15 seconds.
Well, let's get this show on the road, I guess.
I am recording. Everybody ready to start?
Get this show. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm ready.
Ready.
I'm ready. Let's
Hold
get
on.
ready to
Sorry,
rumble.
Let's
Recording
start the
in progress.
motherfucking show, bitch!
I shoot birds at the airport.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju fans will tell you about every single game that you play this week.
Shut the hell up!
Reviews and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
You've got a clip of
It's the
me.
veteran gamers.
Hello, darlings.
It's the veteran gamers.
Sex noises into the microphone for 10 seconds.
It's the veteran gamers.
I got humped by Jason for nothing.
Yeah, boy. Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Enchantment?
Hello.
Enchantment!
Damn it, I knew it was coming. I knew, and I still bloody did it. I'm like,
There's
I
no
can
way
hear
to
it.
win. Once
I know.
I'm setting that up,
I
you
know.
just shrug it off. Like, whatever.
I
There's
knew, and then I was like, oh no, there was a
Sorry.
bit of a pause. I need to do
Can't help
this.
it.
Anyway, hello, and welcome to episode 799 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast. That's
$7.99. It's right around the corner, people. Show 801 is going to be amazing. You want to be there for 801, and also
Yeah,
there's
you
going to be
do.
800 next week.
There is show.
So 800 next. It's going to be on the Saturday night,
It is.
Yes.
Keep telling people that.
May
'cause
the
they'll be
Different.
Everything's
Everything's
turning
going to
up.
be different.
May the 3rd, and I think probably need to be on our Discord if you want to join.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
And then
And if you're not on our Discord, really, why do you have an internet?
and then message me on Discord on the night,
Him.
maybe a little bit before.
Have
10
we had
minutes
any messages? Have you had anything?
No, I don't know.
No, we have not. I've not
If,
had
all-
anything.
if you're interested,
That's
I
because
know.
people assume they can just
No one's
sidle up
coming.
and be like, all right, I'm on.
If you're
No, you're
if you're
not.
interested, email in or message me on Discord.
We need to make arrangements ahead of time, people.
Well, but I think it's just going to be a cooking pot. We're just going to invite people
It
in
is.
one by one, and we're just going to leave them on the
It's
show.
going to be a good time, and people want to make sure they have a spot in the queue.
Yeah, none of this because we used to 10 people off and bring people. We're just going to go for the fucking. Last time we worked pretty well.
You're just
We
going to
were-
stay
It worked
on.
pretty well.
Yeah,
Move
yeah.
around, jump on, come on.
We had
it's
about
all right.
8 people,
Tara,
didn't we?
Tara said to me, "What are you going to do for episode 1,000?"
Fuck knows.
And I said, "Quit."
We're all going to be naked.
That's another 4 years or
4
so.
years. I
though,
said, "Yeah."
give
So
or
it's
take.
going to be 4 years. So it will probably be.
First of all, we got to figure out what we're going to do in episode 900. I mean, first we got to figure out what we're going to do with 800, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do special in episode 900, and then we can start worrying about 1,000.
Yeah, we'll start worrying about 1,000.
Tara
by
says,
then.
"Oh, we'll have to go to Wisconsin and just do it live."
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, let's
be
do
here in this
that.
beautiful, frigid, goddamn springtime paradox land. It's cold, it's warm, it's sunny, it's cloudy. Fucking make up your mind.
That's
It's
weather.
hail. It's like
That's
beautiful breezes.
Oh, we've had a lovely day here today. It's been
Lovely
beautiful.
day today.
And the whole week's going to be beautiful,
It's gonna be
apparently.
beautiful.
That's
Bloody 20 odd
great.
degrees. It's going to be
All
boiling.
right, well, I got to tell you about something.
My favorite time.
on, Summer.
It's story time.
Story time.
The Duchess won a tree.
Oh, nice.
We had a
Cool.
potluck here in our town recently with everybody coming along and bringing a dish. And when we got there, the Duchess knows that I like deviled eggs, so she brought me a deviled egg. Aw, how sweet is that?
Nice.
I ate it. It was tasty. And then I instantly had that thing, in the back of your throat that's like, you're going to be sick for a week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah, yeah.
You know that shit? It's
Oh,
it just starts there and you're just like, fuck. And the Duchess's contention, and what does she know? She has a PhD in biochemistry and taught anatomy and physiology. But she
block.
says like it has to be there for a little while before you start feeling that.
That
My
is true.
contention is somebody didn't wash their fucking hands when they made them deviled eggs. So come on, people.
I think that was psychosomatic. I'm just saying.
Well, who knows? All I know is I'm sick and I hate being sick, and it's not too bad, but it's bad enough to be like
Even something rancid, like fully covered in food poisoning bacteria would
That's a
take
great
about,
way to make me feel better. Thank you. Please continue.
Yeah, but it would take about 2 or 3 hours before anything
All right,
potentially
well,
happened.
That's
It
as
wouldn't be
maybe.
instant.
The point is, I don't feel well, and I'm doing my best, listeners. But everybody knows, you invite Duke, you get Duke, And so I'm here in all my glory, positive and negative. Hopefully by Saturday I'll be all healed up and better. But this week my brain's like in a sludge.
Reminds me of the Prodigy, Psychosomatic Insane. There you go.
Sure.
Just saying. That's what it is.
Anyway, how are you guys doing?
I'm actually all right. Yeah, I'm not too. Can't complain. Can't
I'm glad to
complain.
hear it.
Had an exciting week.
Yeah,
Had an
go on.
exciting week. The new gaming laptop arrived.
But you're DJing.
DJ and game playing and DJing.
Didn't you say
There
last
go.
week that you weren't going to play games on it?
No, I said it wasn't being bought primarily for gaming.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Although obviously it's pretty good. I'll be honest, it's kind of understated. It's
Because
it's
the PC Master Race would spit on you now for having
oh,
a gaming
they
laptop.
probably would a gaming laptop.
Who
But
cares?
it's kind of understated. Apart from the RGB keyboard,
What's wrong with
there's
that?
not a lot else to tell you. It's a gaming laptop. It's small. It's only 14 inches, so it's tiny.
Are you telling me that you're
tiny
Not
struggling
about the
to-
size of your junk, dude.
You're
It's about
struggling
what
to
you do
talk
with it.
in
You don't have
length
to
about
worry
something
about
that you've bought.
I know.
how long the thing is.
But
Keep bringing it up. It's not important, man.
I've been giving it a test because you've got to test these things out, haven't you?
You gotta
Yeah.
push it really hard.
play
gotta
Cry-
did you
grab
play
it and
Crysis?
Let it do what it can.
It probably will play Crisis pretty
Right.
well, I would
Can
imagine.
it run Crisis?
The game from 15
sure,
years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure it can run
It worked
Crisis.
pretty well.
Can it though?
I've not tried it.
Did you
Maybe
try
I need to
it?
do a test. I didn't.
try it.
I didn't. But what I have tried, because as you know, I ran Silent Hill 2 on my potato Steam Deck
Yes, you
to
did.
finish that game, and that game, Unreal Engine 5.
Did you play Silent Hill 2 remake on this gaming PC?
I thought, let's give it a go, see what I can do with it, see how far I can
Yeah.
push this thing, because it's Unreal Engine 5.
Push
It's gotta, push
Turned
the
all the settings
system.
up to max.
I did. I
Want
pushed it
all
all up
the
to max.
fog and the particle
put-
effects and the
yeah.
bloom and the HDR
Yeah,
and the
turned
motion
ray
blur
tracing
and the
on.
depth of field. Turn
Yeah.
it up.
Turned on ray tracing, did all of that
And?
stuff. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh,
It wasn't great.
man.
It was all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was.
Now
and
the
it's-
PC Master Race is gonna shit on you.
It's a 2K screen though, so it doesn't do 4K.
Oh,
on the,
it's
on
not.
This.
What's the one from the Steam Deck? What's it called? Backflow.
OLED.
OLED. That's
No,
it.
it's not an
Is it
OLED screen. It's an LED. No, it's
Oh,
LED.
Fuck, throw it in the trash.
It's a 2K LED. No, it's a good screen. It's a really good screen.
No, I
Yeah,
think
but it's
you-
only
Uh,
14
but I
inches.
think you should put it in the bin immediately.
But it's not 4K. So I was running at 2K, everything turned on, ray tracing on
Yeah.
medium. I think I had it. I didn't have it on high. I had it on medium. And
Yeah.
it was averaging about 25 frames a second. So it wasn't terrible. It was about
Damn.
it was about as good as the Steam Deck running
PC
it.
Master Race are only happy with
Whoa, I
120
I bought a new
frames.
PC for
Bro,
gaming.
just a
It's
minute.
about as good as the Steam Deck.
Just a minute though. But the Steam Deck was running it in low everything, pretty
Oh,
much.
wow. Okay, fair enough.
And then obviously 800p, so nowhere near
Yeah.
the same resolution.
Nowhere
and it-
near
it-
the same.
No, can I just say it looked incredible? I mean, it did
I
look.
bet. When you can see every frame every 3
amazing.
seconds, it looks amazing.
No, it wasn't bad. It's 25.
I'm just
so
playing with
I
it.
turned
25.
some of the 25 frames a second.
Whatever.
I turned some of the stuff down and put it in 1080p rather than full on 2K.
Yeah.
And
It's
then I
2K
was,
when you're 2 inches from the screen.
and then it was averaging 46 frames, which was fine.
Yeah.
And it didn't
Sure.
look that dissimilar. To be fair, it didn't
Well,
look that.
no,
dissimilar.
that's because all of this stuff is like people want the numbers. They want to be able to impress other people online. It's like
Yeah.
if you like the way it looks, it's fine. You don't need to keep pushing it 2K,
But
4K, 97
the
million K.
fact, this
Way to
tiny
sell us
little
more equipment.
laptop was running it at that resolution. I'll be honest, when the PS4 Pro sounds like it's about to take off,
Yeah.
that was this laptop. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's the
it
big
was,
thing with a laptop
the
is that it doesn't
fans
have
were,
any space to
they
move
were,
Yeah. I mean, they're tiny little fans. They have to be.
it was fine, couldn't hear it, but flipping,
Mm-hmm.
I literally thought the laptop was going to start floating around the living room. It was going that loud, you know. It was
sure.
quite.
But you're mainly
impressive.
going to use it for.
But do you know what?
Wicca DJ, right?
It was kind of impressive that it
Uh-oh.
was
Can
doing
you
that.
hear me?
But it is a 4070. It's got
can hear
32
you.
gigs
Oh.
of RAM.
I
It's
wonder if
got an
maybe he's
i7
ignoring you?
processor.
Or he
You know,
can't hear
this
us.
thing
Connection.
is kind of up there. I've
Uh-oh.
set up the sort
Stu.
of mixer
Stu, we
with
can't
it and
hear you.
everything, so that's
Stu,
all
we
set
can't-
up
we're
now.
talking-
It does
I wonder how long
stems
you'll go for.
absolutely no problem.
Let's just
I've
time
got it
him.
on high quality stems as well, so
This
it's a
is
little
brilliant.
bit slower
Just
analyzing.
keep nodding.
but
Just
a lot better, less
Uh-huh.
artifacts, and obviously much
Yeah.
cleaner
Really?
stems.
Mm.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty impressive
Okay,
once
he's
it
going
gets
to notice
sorted
now.
out.
Stu, we
fully.
can't hear
Oh
you.
I don't know.
bollocks! I can't believe it's gone off again. It's so annoying.
10 seconds.
You can hear me,
Maybe-
can't you? But I
yeah.
just can't hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you, but you
I
can't
know
hear
what's
us.
going on here.
I need a big sign that says, Stu, you cannot
You know
hear
what, though?
us. What
From
signs
it-
do I have?
From next week, it's not going to happen because
I was going to say, are you going to use your gaming laptop for this fucking podcast?
Yeah, I am.
Eventually he will,
Do you know
Chitty.
when I use my old laptop, which is still pretty decent? Not a single issue, nothing. All the show,
Nothing.
it was fine, absolutely fine.
Weird.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
What
I
are you
know
on
I'm-
now? Like a PC then? What are you
Yeah, I'm
doing?
on my desktop. I don't know why this started happening. I've been having some weird shit going on with my mouse where you can't
Weird shit
highlight
with the
anything.
mouse.
Then I have to go into settings and uncheck click to highlight something and click it the other way.
Yeah. It's
But I've got to
it's
buy
either
it.
ghosts or
Has
aliens.
entered the
I've
Twilight
got
Zone.
I've got to buy it for my desktop. So I'm selling it to a guy at work
His
who wants to
computer is
play-
also being incepted at the
Yeah.
same time.
who wants to play World of Warcraft on it. So I've got all my shit that I need to take off it.
How
and
could
put
you
on
do
my...
that to your
World of
PC?
Warcraft.
I know, built it myself. It's
It
kind of
wants to play it
sad.
on its own. See, this kind of sounds like when my mom talks to me about how her TV, where it just starts turning on its own. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think you might have set something up wrong, Mom.
It's kind of sad. I'll be honest with you. And I said that to him at work. I'm like, well, at least I know it's going to a good home because,
No,
you know,
it's
he's
not.
gonna...
It's going to someone who's playing World of Warcraft on it.
Well, that
It's
is
going
true.
into a Chinese river is where it's
Yeah.
going.
It's going to be covered in cheese.
He said, never
It's
mind,
being
will
used
it,
for Bitcoin mining.
will it run Crisis? He's like, will it run World of Warcraft? I'm like, yes, it'll
Yes, it
piss
will.
it. It'll
If you
piss
if
it.
you give me another $200, then I can make it World of Warcraft ready.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
That's
do
what
him
you
a
should have said.
deal
Yeah.
because I'm going to do him a deal. I'm going to
Yeah.
say to him, if you ever want anything, you know, upgrading or mess with, I'm quite happy to come round and help you with
I got
that,
a
you know.
hacksaw. I'm happy to bust
did
it out
tell
and
him
cut up your container. in
It's
here.
possibly getting ready for a new CPU cooler on it, a new fan, because it does.
Did you tell him
rattle a
about the
little bit.
hacksaw? Is
it
that the
was-
same case that you
No,
took
is
the
it?
hacksaw?
Heck,
Did
no,
he say?
this is
Did
a
he
call
change the
circuit.
deal and
This is what
say,
Can't keep
I-
track.
I'll buy it if you don't come round and do anything to it"?
Well, he might do. He might. No, I don't think he will. But it's the same guy who bought my Steam Deck off me. So you know,
It's
he
not the
buys
same
all
guy
my
who
old
fitted your
gaming
toilet,
stuff.
is it?
No,
No,
but
right.
he recommended the dude who fitted my
Oh, did he?
toilet.
I don't know. He's the one who fitted your bidet.
And he had a hacksaw, I think, for fitting the toilet. I tell you.
Oh yeah. See, it's
So,
good
yeah.
for all occasions.
So far, very impressed with the laptop.
All right.
I'm not, weirdly though, I'm not super excited about it because it's kind of just a laptop. Do you understand what I mean? It's
You
like
don't have
new-
to get excited about everything.
No,
you buy.
I know.
Well,
but you know
he
what
gets excited about tech.
Yeah,
things.
I
It
wanna
makes
get
sense that
excited.
you'd want to
I
be
bought
excited.
a bag of copper nails the other day. I didn't get that
But-
excited about it.
But it just
Yeah. Well, I found these headbuds in my classroom and I waited for like 2
Ooh,
weeks
they're
for someone to
AirPods.
claim them.
They're
I went to
AirPods.
the person I thought was going to be claiming them and they were like, so I'm like, all right, I got headbuds now. I don't have to have the headphones on the whole
Nice.
show.
Say AirPods.
Why
Yeah.
should I say AirPods?
they're probably not
because
AirPods,
they are AirPods. I can see that.
What's
are
wrong
they?
with headbuds?
Because
Earphones,
no,
headphones, right?
it's-
Earphones and headphones make sense, right?
No.
Earphones and headphones.
No.
no, because
Head-
you
yeah.
sound
AirPods.
like.
Earbuds, headbuds.
You sound like an old person.
Let me know when you're done, Duke, and I'll correct you.
I'm not done. I'm trying to reclaim this notion of what we call the things that we stick in our ears. What does it matter? You know what I mean.
I'll tell you why.
I want to be different.
Because you sound like my dad calling the
Yeah.
radio the
Okay.
wireless.
Your dad sounds
Yeah, that's right.
great.
Sounds
Your
like
dad
an old
sounds like a
person.
cool guy. Oh, you're dissing your dad. It is a wireless radio.
Ugh.
And the thing you put your food in is an ice box.
Oh,
Oh, I ain't gonna
I
argue
love
that.
this old-timey communication way. Like, you know what I mean. It's cool.
I
It's
don't.
the way
When
the
you
kids
said
talk
it,
now.
I just threw up. I just don't know what
That's what
happened.
all the kids are saying is headbuds. If you say
Headbuds.
earpod, what is it? iPods, iBuds,
AirPods.
AirPods. That's what
AirPods.
old people. You sound like the old person now. The cool kids are saying headbuds.
No, they're not.
Whatever.
They're definitely
Yeah,
not.
they are.
They're
No, who
saying-
works with
Only in
teenagers
Juke
more, you or
World.
me?
Only in Juke
Who
World
works
is
with
that
teenagers
happening.
more, you or me?
I have a teenage sweatshop. that you don't know about.
Okay.
And they're all saying AirPods.
Yeah, they only
Yeah.
tell you what you like. They gotta keep you
Well,
from beating them with
I
the
only
iron
listen to them
chain again.
between the cries when I whip them, but like, yeah.
Well, they know you're listening. So
can I
when they're, can you hand me my, what do we call them? AirPods.
Just don't say
AirPods.
headbuds, he'll whip us
Can I
again.
just clarify? Is it headbuds or earbuds? I'm not sure now.
I don't know.
Well, it's not bubs at
don't-
all. It's
I
buds.
feel like-
B-U-D-S.
Headbuds or earbuds?
I feel like
Is
I've
it-
made a
It's
bigger deal
either.
of
It
this
doesn't- you-
than that matters.
Yeah, you
I
did.
don't actually care.
Yeah, you could have just let it go, but you had to start a fight about
Well,
it.
this is a podcast where we don't let things go.
Yeah, we definitely don't. Never let anything go. What are you on?
Yeah, we do. We always let things go. What are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
we
Stu's still
don't.
angry about
Yes.
lesbians in Dead Space, right? That was like 2
we
years
do
I'm
ago.
totally
let
angry
things
about
go.
You know, we never.
We let things
Woke
go all the
space- you mean
time. How
woke
could you
space?
say? How could you say that we don't let things go?
What are
That's
you?
just
what,
ridiculous. Get it?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not letting
right,
it go
I
that
see,
you
I
say.
see, I see.
It's
Yeah, we get what you're doing.
hilarious.
We get what
Everybody
you're
laugh
doing
at the
there.
funny joke.
So for people, for
We were
first
talking
time
about video
listeners,
games.
well, thanks for tuning out because this is shit. So
Yeah. No one's coming on the live
Nice to
show.
see
They're
ya.
like, fuck
Grand
that.
opening, grand closing.
and
I
but
ain't
this is a
going on no
gaming-
live show.
This is a gaming podcast. So we
Yeah,
talk
it is.
about video
Where are
games.
you going? Story time's
Hold
over,
on, Stu's
isn't it?
not done.
What you been playing?
Hold
No,
on.
no. Story time's over.
Stu's not done.
I hope he wasn't about to tell another story.
Stu's not done.
Here, story time's over.
No, she's never done
go.
with storage.
I was actually going to say, can we move on to what we've been playing?
Oh, right, fair enough.
that's what I was
Great, and now
about
there's
to
no
say.
need to say it. All right, moving on. Who's starting this week?
I'm going to start. Fuck you two.
You start. You
Alrighty.
have the most to talk about.
I do. So
I have the least, strangely enough. Chinny,
Yeah,
for
you
once, does not have the least.
do.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the most quiet on the show.
Anyway, there's nothing else to
You're
say.
not even
about-
going to know I'm here.
Oh my god. There's nothing else to say about Silent Hill 2 because it was just that I've been testing my laptop with Silent Hill 2.
Okay,
That was
got
all
it.
there was to say
Next
about it,
up.
and it looks good.
Yes. next game.
But Blueprints, I've
Blueprints.
been on Blueprints, and I am. It's a weird thing to say because it feels fairly random, but it's
How many
not
days
random.
in are you? Oh yeah.
I'm on day 9 or 10.
Absolute shit. Pussy
Are you
weed.
miles? Are you miles on that? Oh my god!
I'm on 31.
Fuck me. Oh yeah, I'm not too sure about this game. Fucking hell.
Well, it's clearly got its hooks
So
in it
I've got a
now.
lot to
Or
say
else
ab-
he's so driven that he's like, I have to
Holy
finish it.
shit.
I've got a lot to say about Blueprints, so
Oh,
I'll
I
let you
bet
get
you
it
do.
out of the way.
I've not got a lot because I've
Ah.
only done it probably another 2 or 3 days since I last played it.
I've
But
been-
what
yeah,
I've what
been
I've
playing it.
noticed is like day runs now are lasting about an hour. I mean, it's like beginning, it's like 5-10 minutes. and you've done
I've
it.
seen The Matrix.
I know.
Do you know what I
well,
mean? Like I've
yeah, oh,
I've
yeah,
seen it.
yeah,
I can see the
most of
code.
them. That's
Like, I
brilliant.
know what everything
Um,
means now.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I mean, it's
No,
slow.
you
It's-
don't, because when
No,
you
I
when
don't.
you
No,
when
I
you
don't.
think you do, there's more
Oh
stuff
no, I'm
to do.
sure. I'm absolutely sure you're 100% correct.
Just can I, it
Apparently-
sounds like I'm positive of the game. I fucking hate this game.
No, it doesn't sound
I
like it.
fucking hate it.
Yeah, but Chinny, it's because you don't get it, man. You haven't
Because-
Oh, I
figured
think he's
out
getting
how
it.
works.
I
No,
think
no,
he's getting
no.
it.
Well, if he got it, then how come he hates it?
Because I
don't know.
I was told that if you get it, then this
no.
game
If you
becomes your
get it,
favorite thing in the
if you
world.
if you start to get it, you like it. But then when you really get it, you fucking hate it, right? Because Blueprints.
Brilliant.
All I thought of the perfect metaphor for Blueprints.
Go on.
Blueprints is like gambling, right? The
Oh,
only
yeah.
way that you truly win is when you stop.
Oh no!
yes,
oh
I
my
won.
god!
I was the first one to win the game. Yes.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. So
It's like that game with, it's like that movie where the two people come into the people's houses
Yeah.
and beat them up with golf clubs or whatever. I saw a review that's like, the only way to really win this game is to not play. I'm like,
So,
great, I win. I'm
is
never
this
going to
it-
watch it.
Is this in the sense of Balatro where you just can't stop playing it?
No, but
or
Latro
if you wanna find out-
is fun, right?
But
That's funny.
Balatro-
There's an article on The Verge that says Blueprints will steal your time just like Balatro.
Yeah.
Balatro is fun, but it is annoying actually. Balatro, like, and I've never got to the end of it. The other thing as well that I should clarify is that I'm fucking shit at roguelikes. Like and I don't like roguelikes, and I know this is
Yeah.
a
Oh, me neither.
roguelite because there are things that
it
carry on.
is and it isn't though.
It- it's- right, Stu, I'll nip that in the bud, right? Just stop talking, right? Because everybody agrees that it's called the category. It's not a roguelike. It's a rogue.
It is. It just is. Period.
It's called a roguelite.
But there are things you can control.
Well,
in it.
if you listen to the words I just said, right?
Yeah.
A roguelite
Okay,
is
I
a
get you.
category of game
I get
where
you.
you can get a few things that will help you on the next run. A true
Yeah.
roguelike means that you start again with each run. So there are a few things that you can do
Yeah.
to make.
I
your
mean,
next
I
run
had a
better.
room come up today, and I was really annoyed that I didn't choose it.
Go on. Which one?
Because I ended up with a dead end anyway without realizing
Yeah.
because I didn't have a key. So I might as well have chosen. And the room I got was like start the next day with 20 extra steps. And I'm like,
I know
that's
that room.
really
I know that
that's
room.
really useful. That's really useful. I should choose that room.
Well,
but...
look at me, right? I start
Yeah.
every day with 20 extra steps now
Ooh, get
because
you.
I'm a fancy bastard, right? So,
Come on, we might as well
anything you want to
talk about
say
this
about
together.
Shuglo before I talk about it? Because because last week I played a couple days and I was kind of where you was, Stu, wasn't I? And I was like, I think this game's stupid. I fucking hate it. And I
Well,
then-
no, because I liked it.
yeah, and then I started to. I was like, I'll play it one more time because I know everybody's banging on about it. Played it one more time, and I started to like, I think I quite like it. And then I started to play it more, and I saw the Matrix, and I saw things, and I was like, oh, brilliant! Now I know what this means. Now I know what this does. Now I know what this is. This is the thing, and then I do this, and then I played about 29 days, and I was listening to another podcast, and he was like, I started to finish it around about late 20s. I was like, that's when I got to the antechamber. Now I know what I have to do. I still have not fucking done it. Because
No, you've got to have some luck as
the
well. haven't you? I
problem,
think
my
that's the
main issue with this game, right, is that it's a fucking massive waste of your time, right? The main issue. And I know the bigger argument is all games are a waste of your time.
Yeah, all games are a massive waste of your time.
So a lot of it does depend on luck. Like they call it RNG, random number generator. So the RNG in this game is just too random. I feel like they could have given you a little bit of something. And there are a few things. There's a whole. I'm sure you've noticed that there's chess pieces in every room. Obviously, they mean things. You probably don't know what they mean, but I do, and it's annoying, and like you've got to figure that out, and then you do that, and then you get a thing that helps, and then but it's still never enough. And I've listened to multiple people that have finished the game and then continued playing for another fucking 30, 60 hours.
I know, because you
right?
can't stop. Because you don't have to finish every puzzle to get to the
No,
end, do you?
and
That's the
I'm
thing.
from one of the endings very underwhelming and sort of not worth it. So I think I'm done.
What, you're not going to finish, not
No.
even get to the room 46?
No, it's that
Really?
cliche, you know, in the movies where they're constantly trying to fight the bad guy and then they've got the gun to the bad guy's head and they go,
See, I couldn't do that. I'd have to find out what happened.
I'm not gonna kill him. I'm not gonna kill him. It's that cliche. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to fucking know. It's sour grapes. It's sour grapes.
Wow, I'm quite
Yeah,
shocked.
it's
that you
that
sour
is
could-
grapes.
great.
Ah.
It's
I
like
never wanted the grapes in the first
I never
place.
wanted them in the first place. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
they're
You
probably
you
sour.
really have changed.
I've
I mean,
turned.
At one time,
I've turned
oh,
because I've
This
got
is a smart move, though. If you've
Yeah.
made 600 steps in the wrong direction, the smart move is to go 600 steps back
which is why
instead
I
of just
compare-
keep going another.
Which is
600
why I
steps.
compare this to gambling. I really do. Like it's because you like one
Gambling
more,
with your time.
one more run, one more run, one more run.
yeah,
And
this
I-
might
I've-
be the one.
And I've got close, Stu. I've got fucking close.
Ah,
right?
it must be close.
Really close.
Come on, man. You can't just leave it unfinished.
Oh, I can. Right, and I can and I will. You know, and I've done this and I've figured this out, and then you know I've found this out, and I did this, and I used the magnifying glass here, and I'm like, fucking hell.
Oh, the magnifying glass is useful for stuff. Very much so. Well,
Yeah.
one particular thing is very useful.
It's useful for
Sorry,
a lot
Chinny,
of
how many
things.
days have you done?
No, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
It's more useful than you think.
No, I'm sure.
You can.
I'm absolutely
stick
sure
it
it
up
is.
your bum.
Yeah, I
As
bet you
press RB and
Oh, bet you can.
yes. So you know, you do you know what the pictures mean? Have you linked anything with the pictures?
No, not yet.
the chess
no, yeah,
pieces.
I keep looking at them.
Have you?
I've only done 9-10 days.
Garage?
Remember?
Have you opened?
I've been in the garage, but I haven't
Opened
done
it?
this. I've thrown the Switch,
Yeah.
but I've never had the garage like draft. So I've never had the. So I want to do obviously because I know that's going to be something useful. But I haven't actually managed to get the,
The lab?
fuse box.
Have you been in the lab?
Yeah, I've been in the lab.
Boiler
been in the lab a
room?
couple of times. Been in the boiler room, but I haven't had the pump room at the same time. So it's the trouble with all the ones that you know.
That's the problem. It's like you
linked
need
together.
this, and like the lab and the boiler room. If you've got them next to each other, you're fucking laughing. But then, and I've read up.
I mean, I have used the obviously the dark room and the fuse box together, which is useful.
That's
But that's
fine.
not mega useful. But at least you can see.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
Have you
can
found?
see to
Oh
draft.
no, you haven't found. No, you haven't. I was going to say something. You haven't
I
found
have
it.
got to the outside of the antechamber twice.
Yeah.
I have got that far up the rooms.
Yeah.
But I have realised that it's better to do side
You know,
rooms
do you
first.
want me to give you a tip? Shall I give you a tip?
Go.
A tip.
I'm happy to have tips.
When you oh yeah, you won't start with. I start with 2 coins every day as well.
Yeah, you see, I haven't got.
I don't remember
permanent
how I got
upgrades
that.
yet.
I can't remember. I start with 2 coins. I start with 2 diamonds, and I start with 20 extra steps because I'm
You see, that makes a big difference.
because I'm a bad
doesn't it?
man, right? The game
You're a
just said you're a
badass.
badass. But
You're a badass.
if you chuck a coin in the fountain outside,
All right.
you get a bit of luck.
I didn't know that was a thing. You see, there's so many things you don't know are a thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with this game, isn't it? Because it's there's lots of things that are things that
There's
you
more
don't know are
outside than
things.
you think.
Oh yeah, I've been outside, but at the moment, obviously, there's a lot of it closed off, so I haven't
Yeah.
managed to
You
get
need to
very
go back
far.
outside, is what he's saying.
Yeah, interesting.
Another tip is this game loves dates, as in like the date of like the day and month,
Dried up prune.
the day of and day and month of something. The game
All
loves
right,
dates.
okay.
There you go. There's your
But
tips.
Okay, thank
See,
you.
I
for
did that, so I didn't spoil it, but I
No,
gave
no,
you a tip.
I will keep playing. I am.
You should totally spoil something
I
very
find
major
that-
right now.
I
It's not a
find-
spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
Not a spoiler, right? But
How
Ah,
often
shut
can
up.
you do that, Chinny?
But I do find the game intriguing, and obviously, the more you realise, the more measured you are in your approach to it. I guess.
I sort of think it's like dating a supermodel. Like you think, oh, this is going to be great, and then you go out with them, and you're like, this is quite boring. Actually, it's really boring. You get into it, and you're like, oh, right,
that's
okay.
kind of
No,
funny.
that's what. When I found out what the chess pieces mean, I was like, oh, okay, right, okay. But like, it's not like you find it and then you've still got to figure it out. Like, you still got stuff to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I must admit, I do quite. Although I haven't had it spawn on the last 3 runs, the billiard room.
I get that
dart
every
puzzle.
fucking run. Every run.
And it gets increasingly
It,
difficult.
well, look, at one point, I don't know. No, you're not that far in, but like, so you get like plus and minus, right?
Yeah, and then you get multiply and
Then you get
divide.
multiply, and then you get like divide. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right. Then you get like fucking square. I'm like straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got to get the calendar out on my phone.
It's
I'm like,
it's fully bod mass.
fucking hell.
it is.
It's like,
It is. It fully does that.
yeah, but it's good for keys though. The billiard room.
Oh yeah, you get loads of keys, get gems as well, so they're obviously useful.
Have you had
And
different
get-
types?
sometimes
Have you had different
I've
types
had the
of
silver
keys?
key. I've had the silver key.
Yeah, there's that.
I've
There's
had the
that
silver
one.
key,
There's
which is
the,
useful.
There's the garden key. Have you had that one?
I put the silver key in storage though because I was coming to quite a few.
No,
dead
just
ends.
use it. Just use it.
Yeah,
Just
so the
use
silver
it.
key is kind
You
of
get it,
useful.
lads. Don't worry about the
The
silver key.
compass is pretty cool.
Yeah, but you don't always
The-
want to go. Have you think? Oh, I've got a tip for you, mate. Oh, I've got a little.
Yeah, I
juice-
don't know. Well, I said I'm going sideways more than up.
Oh, I've got
to
a
be fair.
juicy bloody tip for you. I know you might know it if you've just said that. Then do you know how the ranking
Yeah.
system works?
Not really. I know the relationship between colours of rooms.
Right.
So
Okay.
obviously work that out.
Players of blueprints, right? Ranking system. It's important, right?
Right. Okay.
You think, go right? I'm gonna fucking beeline it to the antechamber, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up.
Yeah,
Right?
but you can't get in it anyway when you get there.
Then you think, oh, that compass, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing, the compass.
Yeah.
It's not always a good thing. The way the ranking system works is the higher up you go in the rooms, so the bottom rooms are rank 1.
Yeah.
And then the second row are rank 2, and then rank 3, and rank 4. And the more higher you go up, the more likely they're going to be locked.
Yeah, like card, key, or gems.
Yeah. So
or
so
whatever.
so the best thing to do is like snake it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, or you
that's
just-
what I've been doing. I've
and-
been doing that
and
anyway.
You'll get way further doing
Oh yeah,
that.
that's why the runs are lasting about an hour.
Yeah.
because I'm going sideways and trying to collect gems and keys and stuff.
Yeah.
I like the chapel, but hate it at the same time because that's good for doors.
It's good for doors,
but they're
then-
always locked, and it takes a coin off you every time you walk
No, the
through
chapel
it.
for me, I use the chapel quite early. It depends. It depends when you use it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. If you have no coins, it doesn't matter.
No, but like whether the doors are locked. If you use it early, the doors aren't locked.
That's correct.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
I
use
get
it
what you're saying.
later, like whenever you use something like that, what's interesting is I figured this out the other day as well. Is that some rooms are linked in weird ways, right? So
Yeah.
so the hallways. If you use the hallway where hallways will always be unlocked, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
use the great hallway where it's 7 locked doors, they're unlocked.
You see. This is it, but don't tell me anymore, man.
And
Tell
then
me too
when you
much.
open the antechamber, Santa Claus is there and he does a shit on your chest.
Too much,
you
man.
muted,
Too
dude.
much.
It's not a real. It's not a spoiler. It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
you
not
want to
like a
figure
spoiler.
shit like that out yourself.
I know.
though,
I'm
don't we?
kidding.
But that was.
I agree that we should
I'll be
stop
honest,
talking
Stu. Like I, it took me ages to sort of figure one of those things out, and then the other thing out was like it was just on like this random book in the middle of nowhere. But it's
Yeah,
it's
the
not,
library's
it's not something
the
I
library's
figured
a
out.
useful place,
Yeah,
to be
it's not
fair.
something I figured out by happenstance. It's like I literally read it in one of the books. So, but there's
Yeah.
loads of things like that, Stu. There's loads of things.
Oh no,
Anyway,
they've said that. Like, if you look at enough stuff, it does give you not spoilers, but big hints on
So-
what you need to be doing.
just to be clear, I fucking hate the game. I think it's trash. And I've-
That's 2 thumbs down on
I've played
Blueprints.
it. I've played it for 11.
You played it.
11 and a half hours.
Yeah, that's
No
way
one can
longer
say
than
you
I
haven't
expected.
given it a
No,
fair
you've
shot.
never. I'm still shocked that you're not going to try and at least get to room
Stu,
46.
Stu.
He's not disappointed, but he's shocked.
I am shocked.
Stu.
You've put all that time in
Stu,
and then you
Stu,
don't bother.
Stu.
Seems weird.
I didn't
That's
get
the
one
smart
achievement
thing.
either in that 11 hours. Right. Stu,
There's
Stu,
probably just
Yeah,
one
it's-
achievement.
Yeah, there probably is.
Stu,
Finish the
let, me
game.
just, let me tell you
What?
something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I might have a little girl. I might have another cheeky little.
Gosh, you
might have a
bloody
cheeky
hell.
little girl.
I'll be shocked. I mean, I'm like, what? You played 11 hours and
But
you're
I-
not
What's
gonna
the
finish it.
over/under on Shinny's likelihood of coming back next week? Tom?
I
All right,
think-
before we
I
get into
think-
episode 800, I gotta say,
I'm in the
Blueprints
antechamber.
Game of the year.
I'm going to make a prediction. I think by this time next week, he'll have finished it. I think he'll, well, not finished it because you can go on forever.
Well, I
apparently.
was
You can
hearing
go on a
somebody
long,
talk
long
about
time.
it. They go, I got
Never
to the
really
antechamber,
finished
and then like a bunch of new rooms unlocked, and that put me off. I was like, oh god, there's more shit to do.
Now you're ready for level 1. Like, what the fuck have I been doing? That's all the
whatever.
prelude.
But I tell what I will say that's positive about Blueprints. Clever game, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Clever. I like the music. It's creepy. It's deep. But also, fuck you. I hate you. Don't ever make a game like this again. Thank you.
Interesting point, by the way. Interesting point for you.
Are my trousers falling down?
No.
No.
Uh,
It's a penis joke.
it's it's in the top 3 highest ranked games released this year so far.
Wow, I'll
on
tell you what.
Metacritic.
According
Lately,
to-
I don't know what's
According to
going on.
Metacritic.
I don't know what's going on with Game Pass, but they are hitting
But
some bangers.
The latest Game Pass game to release is the
Yes.
top.
I know what this is. It's not
And I'm
Oblivion.
like,
It's not Oblivion.
No, it's not. I was just like, fuck me. I guess we're needing to play this
It's Claire
next week.
Obscure. Is it Claire Obscure or something?
Yeah.
33.
Yeah. Apparently,
Oh,
it's
yeah, I saw
fucking
this on Steam.
incredible.
Yeah,
And I was
everybody's.
just like, what the fuck is going on this? I mean, Game Pass is fucking
It's like,
smashing it.
apparently, you play this and you just jizz and shit at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just.
So I guess we know what we've, I know that we were meant to be playing Cream Scene,
cream
Scene.
Yeah, you don't want to clean that up.
Cleaner.
You don't want to
No.
clean seal up.
I think we need to play
Is this ectoplasm, Laszlo? Yes, my dear. It's ectoplasm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? What's going down? I don't know.
I don't know
We
what
need
Microsoft
play
have
my
put in
game
the
for next
water.
week,
Yeah,
or are you
but
talking about for 2 weeks from now?
Yeah,
no, we can't do
clear
it
up-
next week. We can't do it next week. It's episode 800, isn't it? But I mean, you can
Clear
start playing
Obscure
it.
Expedition 33.
but Expedition
it's
33. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Well,
it's
For the big
fucking-
long title with 33
I know.
after it.
Like that's what.
That
That's
was
what's
Larry
funny
Bird's
is like
number in the
the,
NBA, you know.
the amount of like people that like, in marketing try and pick the right name for SEO and stuff, and then they
Yeah.
just go Claire Obscura Messenger 33. And it's just like,
64, 70 journey across the universe.
yeah,
of
I haven't played the
sevens.
first
What?
32. Like, what? Like, it's fine. It's fine. No one cares.
I've got to say, I thought Oblivion Shadow dropping
Mm.
this week
Yeah.
would have probably put a dampener on the Expedition, but no one seems to care.
No.
I mean, that game is getting some
Yeah,
playtime.
and it's you know, the game that I'm still playing, which is Avowed, right? He's getting shat on,
Yeah, it is.
shat on
Yeah, it is.
from above and
Which
below.
makes no sense because it is still a good game.
It's a great game. I'm
It's
still
great.
playing
It is
it.
a great game.
Yeah.
It's.
But
people are
anyway,
weird.
Blueprints.
But it's also we're seeing the evidence of critical and the surge of a game when it comes out. Every game, I mean, there are certain games that have that, and then sometimes they sustain and sometimes they drop off.
Yeah. Sometimes they
I've
get-
always
they
been very
start bad.
skeptical about when things come out. Things are just explode.
Yeah.
My God, everyone's wetting their pants and shitting bullets,
Yeah.
and then it fades, and I play it, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
okay.
And some things start out
So-
quite low in expectation,
Yeah.
and then they build over
Yeah,
time
sure.
and go up.
Yeah,
But yeah, you're
absolutely.
right. That happens a lot in the press. It's like something comes out.
And it's
Oh my gosh, the
and
best thing
partly
ever, and
it's
they forget
because
about
a
it.
company will like. I
Butter
mean,
them up.
I'm not saying these aren't good games, but the marketing that goes behind them and the bots and the AI and the way that they, build, they pay people to like talk it
But
up.
this
and
this
stuff.
happened before all
That's
that.
a part
though.
of
this
it.
this happened when like
It did.
It's like
I
part
think it's
of
happening
like,
more now.
But it's the conversation as well. You know, people are playing things at the same
Oh,
time.
sure,
as the conversation.
absolutely, yeah.
So I
People
think-
are hungry for interesting, unusual games, and say what you want about Blueprints. It is interesting and unusual.
Oh,
So,
definitely. And
it makes
unique
sense, and I'm
fairly
sure this
unique.
Obscura 33 is too. But all I'm saying is that it's harder and harder for us to tell which are the games that are gonna. I feel like once
Sustain.
upon a time when a game blew up, it was only because gamers loved it. You know what I mean? Critics and gamers agree that it was great. And then that's gonna have its own momentum. Now you can. If it takes something to get it up here and then it'll roll down the roller coaster hill, now it's a lot easier to artificially push it up there and then see if it rolls down or
It isn't, but it's still got to be good. It's still got to be a good product at the end.
Yeah,
of it,
I
isn't
agree.
it?
I agree. I don't think it's likely that any of these games are not going to be good. It's just that I don't know. I just get nauseous when anybody starts like raving about anything. Like I didn't see Blair Witch Project for a while because people wouldn't shut up about it, and it just makes me like,
Yeah.
I want to decide for myself. I don't want to be this hype machine.
What I find sort of annoying is that I listen to. I know you two don't listen, but I listen to a few
No,
gaming
not a long
podcasts and stuff.
time.
And a game comes out and they're like, "Oh my god, cut my penis off! I don't need anything else to do. I'm gonna play this for the rest of my life." And then like 2 weeks go by, and they're playing whatever the new hot shit is,
Right.
and then
Right.
the end of the year game of the year episode will come out, and they go, "Oh yeah, that game that I was banging on about, I never finished that. I never finished it." And you're
Right.
like,
Right.
what are you doing?
And I mean, at this rate, I may not finish Avowed by the end of the year. So,
yeah, but that's
I
not
get
because you're
that.
playing the latest shit. That's because
It's not because I'm
you're
playing the
wearing
latest
your
shit,
comfy slippers and you're playing Rocket League. So
Well, and I only have so
Well,
much.
like I
mental
said
energy
last week, I
sometimes.
mean, the biggest issue I've got currently is there's just too many good games.
There's
I mean,
too
I'm
many good
I'm
games.
Yeah,
torn
it's
between 3 games at the
it's
moment.
becoming
now,
a good year for games.
now
to be fair.
4. Now 4 games, and then it's possibly going to be 5 after I played this new game. You
We've
know
had a
what I mean?
few. I think since 2022 wasn't great, but I think since then, like 3, 4, and this year,
Yeah.
they're shaping up to be pretty good years for vid games.
Some bloody amazing games.
But anyway,
this year
Blueprint
so
Stew, is
far.
there
Yeah.
anything you want to sum up with? Like,
No,
I fucking hate it and
I'm-
love it, and
you
I hate
fucking
it.
hate it, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna play more of it because it's fucking like you said, it's very addictive. You're like,
It is addictive.
you're like, one more run,
One
shall
more
we just
run,
do
one more run. And you think,
but
oh,
you know,
it's
another hour of your time's gone.
it's like Balatro where you go, one more run won't take me that
Yeah,
long. Like,
yeah,
and I'll
yeah,
tell you what,
yeah.
Blueprints has been the perfect game for me to watch the snooker with at the same time.
Oh yeah, because you know, I mean, you do have to think, but not crazy.
Yeah,
thinking.
but because I know
But if you
all the
stand
rooms.
still, there's nothing wrong.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, I know all the rooms like really. So I'm like, if there's a gem in this room, I know where it's going to be. If I know where
Yeah.
the only thing that oh my god, the only thing that fucks me off in Blueprints is all the math thing. You know the parlor where you got to do like the one box is true and one box is false.
Yeah. I did a stupid one today, and I
Oh.
fucking kicked myself because I'm like, oh, this is an easy one.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and then I picked it, and I'm like, oh, fuck me, it weren't that one. It was that one. Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, I
Why
know.
did I
The
pick
amount
it?
of times I'm gone, it's this one, and I picked the wrong one, and it's 2 gems as well, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's so
God.
so important. And I said to Millie as soon as I did it, I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, I fucked this run up already
Yeah.
by not getting
Yeah.
me gems out
It's
of there.
so annoying. Like the
Because
dart,
you've got to get
the
them. You've
darts
got to get
one,
them.
the darts one is like, oh, I can just get my calculator out. and
Yeah,
work
yeah.
it out.
And the good thing about the darts one is you can have as many goes as you like. It
Yeah.
doesn't
But
penalise
the
you for
parlor
getting it
one, I'm
wrong.
like, oh, you fucking dumb
Yeah.
prick. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Because the minute you get it wrong, you're fucked.
you fucked up the
You're
bum.
fucked.
So
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go. That's blueprints. Sweet, great. I'm
Yeah.
glad I got that off my chest, Stu.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you
It's
like
annoying
it
as
and hate
fuck.
it at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah, yeah. It's gambling.
That's-
It's like
that's the way
gambling.
to be.
It's
The
gambling.
way to be.
It's gambling. That's all it is.
But it is. It scratches that itch to an
Yeah,
extent, doesn't it?
it's
That's
a
what
gambling
it's doing.
scratch. Like you just like, oh, just
Yeah,
one
it
more
is.
go, one more go. This time I'm
Well, well,
good.
God, this
I
time's
just-
going to be the one.
But you've sold the house. I'm just good. Yeah.
And there's limitless goes, by the way. It doesn't like there's a target or you.
I'll need 'em.
When you've had
I'll need
50 days, you're
I reckon
fucked.
when we get to episode 1,000, I'll still be like, oh,
It's
just
like,
one more,
not quite. There's still one more thing I need to figure out.
mad. Absolutely mad.
Duke, what about you?
Should we talk about Avowed, Chinny?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been playing more Avowed.
Oh, good. Where are you?
And I'm still in Fiosnora Verino, whatever the fuck it's called.
Is that the second?
Yeah,
of
it's the
there.
second area.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just got the woman who got kicked out for talking back to the governor or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So she just joined me.
I forgot her name.
Kessa, Kella, Kema,
Gia-
Geka.
Giatti?
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, and like, again, the combat is so satisfying. Exploring is really, really good.
Yep.
I had this one quest that was like find the cartographer,
Oh, yeah, yeah. yeah.
and I thought it was up. So I'm trying. How do I get up there? And it's like you go in like a circle around this pillar, and you find these Zurups or whatever, and they're pretty tough. Like and it's the one. There's like the cleric who's healing the big bad dude. So you hit
Oh,
the
yeah,
big
you gotta
bad
kill him
dude, and you get
first,
him
yeah.
down a little bit. But then the other dude heals, so you got to take that dude out,
You gotta
and then you can kill.
I
the
think it's
big
like a
bad
priest or something. You got to kill him.
yeah, so I mean it's fine. I just guzzled all of my goddamn healing potions before I realized what's going on.
As soon as you see a
it's
priest,
funny because
kill that bitch.
yeah, sure, I get that now, but it was just like my first fight
Mm.
with him, and I think my buddy was like, "He's too powerful. Fight the other guy," and I was like, "I can't hear you like killing this,"
Yeah.
and it's like, "Shut up and listen, dude."
The,
You know
the
what I
enemies
mean?
are good
So-
for that. Like I use a wand and the book thing. I like using that
Yeah.
because you can summon some
Wow,
badass.
you were really contemptuous of that when you first started.
You
but-
can summon some really fucking badass things though. Like you can really like
Yeah, I don't want to summon something else to fight for me. I want to do the fighting.
you can no, but like there's like this electric bolt that
I know,
bounces
I know.
between them all, and it's fucking
Nice.
sick, right? But like
Yeah,
sometimes I
that's
use the wand. That woman, that Giat, whatever her name is, she'd
Yeah.
just go. Like, don't use that. Like, you're not doing anything. Like, stop using it. It's not powerful. Like, use your sword, you stupid
Right,
dick.
right.
'Cause
Yeah, yeah.
My sword is on fire.
They're trying to help, and it's not just helping in the form of like I'll heal. Although it would be nice if somebody could heal me when I was on health. That would be nice to have.
You
a companion that
because
can do that.
whatever her name is, G, or we'll call her G.
I haven't had combat with her yet.
She is good for healing, so she has power ups that
Okay,
you
good.
can do. Yeah,
Glad
for
to
healing.
know.
Yeah,
Glad
and
to
you can assign them to your quick thing.
Can you make potions? I don't remember.
No,
being
you
able
can't
to
make
make
potions. No,
you
no,
can't
no.
make that.
You
See,
can-
that's a
well,
bummer,
hold on.
'cause you've got all this
You
food.
can make
returns health.
you can make food. So you can make
You can
food.
make food.
You can make
which
food
is fine.
from the food that you collect. So you can make meals basically.
Right.
From the
I
food
just
that you
I
collect.
like if you could make potions because I have potions
Don't
on a
think so.
hot bar. On my hot bar, like hit the free and I guzzle a potion. That's very
Yeah.
nice.
I-
In order to have food, you got to go into the menu.
You've got to
and
yeah,
stop
and I do that a
everything.
lot. And to be honest,
That's how
I
it's
do.
supposed to be played. They're still coming from the world of
Yeah.
tactical RPGs.
Yeah,
so
and to be honest,
they're
like,
trying to do
I
a
have
VATS type thing.
I have so much of those potions. Like they're fucking
yeah,
nothing to
well,
me. So, but
Yeah,
what,
food
what
is
I'm,
nothing to me at this point.
what
Every
I'm
time I see
saying
the
is, like-
food, the berries that'll like replenish your stuff.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like
Anyway,
after a
once
while,
G joins you,
after a while, like the food and I buy every merchant I go to, I buy all the lockpicks. I just like give me all the lockpicks.
yeah, you're right. Lockpicks are
Yeah,
number one thing,
and all the potions. I've just got fucking loads.
Yeah.
I'm drinking them by the gallon.
So, yeah, at this point, it's like I'm enjoying it, obviously, still, but it's so. Here's what I've been thinking about lately. I've been thinking about flow states. One of the reasons I don't like roguelikes or roguelites
Mhm.
is because
Thank you.
as soon as I feel like I'm in the flow, I stop and I have to start over. You know what I
Right.
mean? And Rocket League has the best flow state of any video game ever because when you're scoring goals, you're flying around in the air. Like, it's so satisfying.
Yeah, but you have to stop
the
that
flow
and start
state of-
again.
Well, after 5 minutes, I'm ready to stop.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And the frustration comes when I can't start a new game because I'm like, okay, we've lost. I want to forfeit. My teammate doesn't want to. This is when I'm playing randos. And shout out to Antonio. We played some games this week, and it's fun. You know, it's obviously more fun when you're playing with someone you know. But if you're playing with someone that you don't know and you want to forfeit and they want to keep playing, that's really frustrating to me because it's like this game can't be won. We're down by 4. There's 1 minute left. Like, we should just pack it in. So anyway, the point is that Avowed, you know, the flow state is really like, I mean, you can just stay out and keep fighting monsters if you want, but you got to go back to the city to report on what you've done, turn in your bounties, you know, stuff like that. And I just, as soon as you come back to civilization, it's like, my brother's aunt came to this land with nothing but a spoon, and I don't want to hear all this shit. And it just feels frustrating to me that I can't just like move, come on, let's do the excitement stuff. So that's why
I am
more
the
New World this
rudest
week.
guy in this game. Like,
Right.
I just
Nice.
go skip.
'Cause
Any
there
snarky
often
comment
is the
I
option
can
of
leave.
like,
yeah.
let's just get to the chase. What do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need from me? Or
They do a lot of that.
But
Even-
I'm like, I'm playing a role. I'm like, I'm here to help you. I want to hear about your brother. No, I don't. Why am I clicking? I do.
My
don't.
role is that I haven't got time for this. You know what I mean? That's my role. Like, what
Yeah,
are you
sure.
talking
That's
about?
probably my character should have that.
Yeah,
role
there's
too.
there's loads of like instances where, like, even when when you progress in the story, you get those dreams and the voice in your head talks to you.
Oh yeah.
There's
Right.
always a line that goes, "Not you again. Can you just like not bother me?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, click that, and I skip most of the dialogue whenever they start talking about bollocks.
Right.
I just play the game, and when I know the general gist of it, you know, there's a disease and all that sort of stuff. But as soon as they start going, the king from 5 generations ago, and I'm like, no,
Yeah,
skip.
right.
Skip.
Nope.
So yeah,
Can't be
I don't listen to any of
And-
that shit.
Yeah, it's funny because like I want a good story, but I'm not convinced that these stories are really all that good, and the way they're told is just so
Yeah.
laborious that it's
I
a
thi-
shame because I think they could have done a much better job if they had just cut out a third of the dialogue. Or half of it.
I think some of the good writing comes through in some of the dialogue. You know, some of the character, like some of the characters, some of the little mini stories, some of the dialogue they say, and some of the options you have.
Like I
But
came
the-
upon this cave and I was like exploring it and I was like, as soon as I went in, I hit save and then I went and did something else for a while. Came back, I was like, okay, let's explore this cave. And it was the Steel Garrote in there like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. And I'm like, you're not supposed to be here. And they were like, all right, we can fight about this or you can just walk away. And I was like, I don't really want to fight with you. And like, I'm intrigued by that. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
We
like,
play this
I
game
don't
very
like these
differently,
people.
Duke.
What?
I see.
I don't know why.
I see the
backed
attack
off. I
option.
was just like,
I see the attack option. I'm like, all right, let's fuck this guy up.
Yeah.
it's like, look, I'm here. I took this gold coin out of your backpack in order to buy medicine for my sick grandmother.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
over there in the gutter vomiting blood.
Attack.
Attack, let go. Attack.
Yeah.
Attack. Yeah.
And so your companions
Kill,
are like,
kill, kill,
I don't
kill.
think you should have done that. I'm like, well, what are you gonna do?
Whatever.
What are you gonna
Too
do about
late
it
now.
What are you gonna do?
Too
Leave?
late
Too
now.
late now.
You're
That's a
stuck
them
with.
problem.
You're
What's
stuck
done's
with me.
done.
I might as well put his grandmother out of his misery too.
We got a question in the chat for you, Duke. Has Duke seen the game
Yes.
Rematch? It looks like Rocket League, and it's from the Seafood.
I
game.
have. I think Chinny was watching it. I haven't.
Yeah, because I'm a
played it.
massive
It's not out
Seafood
yet,
fan.
is it?
Yeah, no, it's not out yet.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's out
Chinny's
soon.
a huge Seafood
like
fan.
June or July. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Oh, you'll be definitely on that, I think.
Well,
Whether
There
you
have been a
like
lot
it
of
or
games
not.
that have claimed to be like Rocket League, and so far none of them have been.
also-
but this has the potential to be something
You
different.
never
and interesting.
know.
Sealy's in the chat. We'll just say hello, Silly. He hasn't asked a question.
Hello,
but
Steely. And Jason, of course.
Jason has said that
Jason.
Claire Obscura is turn-based. Unfortunately, I know it's turn-based,
Yeah,
but what
it
I've
is.
heard about it is that the parry system allows you to sort of negate. or
Apparently-
avoid-
Boring as most turn systems.
Apparently, it's the best JRPG not made in Japan.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Hey, there's always exceptions.
Right.
I don't like turn-based games, but I like the South Park games. There's always exceptions. There's always
Yeah, there
like
is.
you've got to drop
Oh,
your
yeah, but
guard
like
at some
South
point.
Park. Come on.
Yeah.
Who can't like South
But
Park?
what I'm saying is that you've got to drop your guard at some point and go, all right, I'll give this one a go because everyone's
Yeah,
like,
you do.
talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
I mean,
I look
let's be
forward to-
honest.
I look forward to
Shout
2
out South
weeks
Park.
when no one's playing this game and everybody's playing the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, who knew you were going to play 31 rooms of Blueprints? I mean, who saw that coming?
31 days, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't see him
31
playing
days.
Avowed. orcs and elves and wizards and shit, and he's using the
Exactly.
fucking spellbook.
Exactly.
It is changing.
I'm using the wizard spellbook thing. Yeah.
He's changed. I mean, he's changed.
That's all right. That's the nature of the universe.
I
Entropy,
blame Rosa. I blame
transformation. That's
Rosa.
why it's the I Ching.
So, talking of changed,
Oh yeah.
I think we've got to talk about the big news this week and what happened because
Is it that?
yeah, Oblivion Remaster was going to be announced and all this, that, and the other, and then they announced it like, yeah, and it's available to play right now. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch!
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection.
Yeah, bitch! So anyone
at the
tuning
outset-
in to see what we thought about Crime Scene Cleaner are a bit out of luck because I was like, oh, we need to play Oblivion, do we not?
Yeah, that's 600,000 people have just switched off in disgust because they were like, God damn it, I thought we
I
were
know,
Crime Scene Cleaner."
I know.
All right, so to start off, let me say
Come on.
that Oblivion was one of my favorite games back in the day. It was one of the first games I got when I got an Xbox 360, and I sunk years of my life into it.
Yeah.
It was a game changer. If anybody had never played this game before, a lot of my students had never played it before. But there had been Elder Scrolls games before this. Morrowind is well known as being, a lot of people today will say Morrowind is a better game than Skyrim.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
I want very different
why can't they
things.
do remaster of Morrowind?
Yeah, I know. And maybe
Never
they will.
happy,
I'm
are
sure
they?
they'll get around to it at some point.
It's
The
not
point
well
is
known
that
enough. That's the problem.
Oblivion was the one that changed my life in terms of RPGs. I had never really been into action RPGs before this, other than like Diablo. And I thought first-person RPGs were, I don't know. I was wary of them. So when this one came along, I dove in, and it was just magical. So in order to prepare for this new remaster, I went back and played the first part of the first game, the original game, to remind myself of how it played, how it looked, how it worked.
How it worked.
And the faces in the original are ugly as fuck.
Yeah, they are.
Holy crap, I had forgotten how bad they looked. And the combat is just not great. I was very frustrated. It was hard to tell when my hits were going to land and stuff like that. The magic's okay. The controls are all very, very clunky in the original. So the new one, I'm actually kind of intrigued by all the things they did to make it better. I was very skeptical about how it was going to be just visuals. And the visuals are amazing. The visuals look fantastic. They've overhauled everything, including the Oblivion worlds. And it's very impressive what they've done with the visuals. So it's a world that looks fun to explore, and it's
It's super realistic.
it's
I mean, it looks
super
like
realistic,
Skyrim, but probably a bit.
It looks better than
that.
Skyrim.
I was going to say probably better than that.
Skyrim. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's mad.
Because
it's
despite
some
the
sort of magic.
Despite the updated versions they have released and re-released of Skyrim, it's still the same basic engine. Whereas I get the sense that, I mean, I don't know if the graphics engine is different now, but
Unreal.
it is.
It's Unreal 5.
Okay, yeah. Let me explain what's happened here. So the original engine's running the game, and the mechanics, and all of the systems, and all that kind of stuff. So that's still sat there. But what they've done is overlay Unreal Engine 5 on the top of that for the graphics. So they've completely overhauled the graphics with Unreal Engine 5, but the original engine is still running everything else below the hood, if that makes any sort of sense.
It does. And that makes sense in terms of why I'm having a lot of stutter and slowdown, and I have it on medium settings, but it's still, I was getting like 15 frames a second at certain points. And like, especially when you go into the Oblivion areas, if you go through Oblivion Gate, like forget it. Like it's just so slow. It was very frustrating to me to have to turn it down to low. When I turned it on low, it was okay, but
Can I just say, with my new laptop, I've got this on maxed out settings.
Can I just say, with my console, I don't give a fuck.
And a bit of ray tracing. And I'll be honest, I'm not getting crazy frames, but about 30, 35 with it fully maxed out.
30 an hour or?
Yeah, 30 minutes. So, yeah, 30 frames a second even.
Oh, a second.
They kept the persuasion mini game, thank God. Everyone's favorite part of Oblivion, where you tell a joke
all
or
the
give a
systems
concept.
are exactly the same. So none of that stuff has
But they've changed some of the
And so
leveling
that's
up and
the-
stuff, haven't they? They've changed.
Oh
them.
yeah, they've changed. No,
Yeah,
it's
No,
still
they
pretty
a
have.
little
much the
bit.
same.
It's a little different. It's not
Slightly.
significantly different, but it is a little different.
It's-
and I think the
it's-
quality of life things are the things that are nicest for me.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the menu systems and, again,
Where the
way
mini
your
map
character
stuff
looks and stuff like
is and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
exactly. I played it. I closed the first Oblivion Gate. I became the hero of Kvatch
Wow,
again. I got the dude.
you have gone way further than me, I must admit.
Wow.
Keep getting,
Yeah, because
I keep getting
because, and I
waylaid,
played
though.
the
I
first
keep on-
part twice.
Okay.
Right.
Ooh, dungeon.
Right. And, I wanted to go through that iconic
yeah.
first part of the game and close an Oblivion Gate. And, as I was closing the Oblivion Gate, I'm like, oh, yeah, you keep going back and forth between these towers. You got to get the key. Every room looks exactly the same. It randomizes when you go into an Oblivion Gate. So, closing two gates are going to be two different things. Or
And
two
you get
people
some
closing
good
the same
shit
gate.
out of the Oblivion bit, don't you? You tend to get
I
some.
didn't get any good
good
stuff when I
gear.
closed the one in Kvatch.
I've
but,
always thought you got some decent gear.
I mean, you get leveled up, which is the most important
Yeah.
thing, and then I'm sure I will eventually, get
Yeah,
good
horse
stuff.
armor? Do you
And
get
it was,
any
well, there's this line of dialogue that's like, the guy at the stable can protect your horse, and it's like, I know what you're doing. That's cute. You want me to
Yeah.
notice the horse armor? Yes, everybody. And let me guess, something happened to your knee.
Do you know
Took
what,
an
though? I
arrow in
read-
the knee, right?
I read quite an interesting article about the horse armor the other day, though.
Hmm.
Because obviously they made it a bit of a joke that it's included, you get it, and you get the Shivering Isles as well, which is amazing. But yeah, someone was saying, and they made quite a good point. They're saying, like, everyone's like, oh, another cute joke. They've got the horse armor. But everyone kind of forgets that was the very first microtransaction on Xbox. So it kind of opened the floodgates for microtransactions because
I think of that as a bad thing, isn't it?
yeah, but that's what they're saying. Everyone's like, oh, it's a cute joke that they've got the horse armor in, but everyone forgets that is what started microtransactions.
But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it probably put it
So it's
back a
kind
few
of
years though.
It's kind but they're saying like, it's kind of everyone thinks it's funny, but really it's kind of not because
Well,
it
Yeah.
started a really
I mean, it
bad
should
trend.
be something they're too embarrassed to bring up again.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's what they were
you pay us
saying.
more money you can have, but it's also it's embarrassing, but it also worked. Like people bought that horse
Oh, yeah,
armor.
they-
Like,
£1.50
and people
it cost.
buy all sorts of shit for their cars in Rocket League, and they pay money
Yeah.
for a different
Oh, yeah.
shirt in Fortnite or whatever. Like this is the way games monetize
Two,
themselves now.
200 Microsoft points it was when it was released. That's how much you had to pay for it, which was about £1.50.
So I closed the thing. I got the dude to the Blades headquarters where he's safe. And I felt like, all right, I'm not, how much fun did I have? Like, did it really grab me again? Did it make me want to go explore this world again? And I think between the performance frustrations I was having and the sameness of the Oblivion Gates and the fact that, like, I could play Avowed, like, there's a whole world there I have never explored before. And the mechanic, the climbing mechanics, the jumping, the combat, the magic, every part of it is like state of the art. Like I'm not gonna keep playing Oblivion.
No, you see, I feel like from
You're not.
my personal. No, he's not. My personal point of view is it's so long since I've played this. I'm fine because I can't remember half of what happens. So I'm good with it. I love it. I'm sort of, back in, exploring, having fun. Magic comes out your hand, which is cool. And I love the fact that you've got stuff straight away. You can summon a skeleton, you can do some basic spells, you can heal. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. It's almost, and I've forgotten how simplistic the leveling up system is. The fact that you don't manually put your points into anything, you don't have to hit a certain level for stuff to happen. It just naturally, the more you do stuff, it levels up.
Yeah, but you can when you do like level up when you sleep in a bed. Then you can put points into stuff.
Yeah,
so,
you
I mean,
can.
that part is in it, but you don't have to like keep track of this game. Yeah, it did launch the notion.
A lot
I mean,
of stuff
maybe
is
they had
in
it
the
Morrowind,
background,
who knows,
isn't
but
it?
yeah, exactly. And like you just keep seeing like, oh, you hop around a lot. Oh, your acrobatics are going up. So then everywhere you go, you're just bunny hopping everywhere.
Yeah, no,
I
I just did that from the start without even thinking because that's what I used to.
Because that's what you're thinking. Yeah,
that's what you program.
You hop everywhere. Right?
You hop everywhere to increase that stuff. You keep summoning stuff because that's going to increase summoning or whatever. So you constantly doing all that stuff.
I did have a bug. One quest bugged for me, which is par for the course in Bethesda. You play a Bethesda game for 20 minutes, you're going to have a game-breaking bug. And so there was this guy who was like, when you're leading the clearing of Kvatch, he's like, clear out the courtyard, leave none standing. And then we killed everybody in the courtyard. And I went to him, okay, now what? And he goes, clear out the courtyard, leave none standing. I'm like, yes, we've done that. Now what? Clear out the courtyard. Ah, for fuck's sake. So I go online and it's like, here's what you do. You run through the, gatehouse that you're in front of, kill all those monsters, get this dude's ring, come back and bring it to him, and then it'll advance the thing. So I did that. And because normally they're with you when you go into that, castle or whatever, it was very hard for me to kill all the monsters because it was just me. They weren't following me. They still thought there were monsters out in the courtyard. They're fighting imaginary monsters out there.
That is funny.
So, I had to turn the difficulty down because there was no way I was going to kill 10 monsters by myself.
I had nothing as game breaking as that, but I did have one of the priests just trying to walk into a wardrobe, and things like that. Usual stuff that you expect to see in a Bethesda game. But to be fair, they haven't spent, from what I can gather, a lot of time fixing any of that stuff. It's just kind of been and that's part of the charm to an extent with this game, I guess. Not that it makes sense.
I guess it's part of why I'm not going to keep playing it.
It's true.
It can, that set me back like 15 minutes, like figuring out what to do, like running around, seeing if there's any more monsters, and then looking it up online. And this one thing was like, do this, and this other thing was like, do that, and I was just like, ugh. You play Avowed, it works. The end.
Yeah, it's still got the janky lockpick system, which is always fun.
Yeah.
So you're not attracted to the jankiness, then, Duke? You're not.
It's not. I was accepting of the jankiness back in the day. Probably, I don't know if my experience on the console was less janky because it was console rather than the PC. That's possible. This game is 10 times the size it originally was. Right when you download it.
Yeah,
it's like I downloaded the original one, and then I downloaded. Oh, the original is 12.
Yeah.
Right. It's literally 10 times the size.
It's massive.
It feels bloated. It feels like it's heavier to play it. Whereas back in the day, I felt like I could zip around and have, whatever.
The game's not. The game is physical game is not any bigger. It's only bigger file size because of the Unreal Engine 5 and the graphical updates.
Right. I'm just saying the way it feels to me is different than the way it felt back in the day for me. Now again, that's totally subjective. I'm not saying anything about the game.
Yeah, true.
Right. Yeah. And then attached to that is like, I went into a Alid cavern or whatever the fuck it's called, basically a dungeon, and right across from the sewers when you escape, and there's bandits in there, and it was fine, and I killed the big bandit, and I was very proud of myself for killing the big bandit. And then I go to his chest, and it's like, here's a dagger.
Yeah,
I was like, really? That's it? I get a dagger?
I went through a whole big dungeon and got to the end expecting to get at least something decent, and it was just like.
And say what you want, right? Say what you want about that colored loot shit, Chinny, that you were complaining about before. Mm-hmm. It's a good feeling when you get a blue weapon instead of just a purple one. Like that's so dumb, but it's true. I get giddy when there's an orange weapon name.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. Mm-hmm. So what? I know it's going to be worth money.
So what about you,
whatever,
Mike? What do you think so?
So I never played.
You've never played.
I never played Oblivion. I watched Marshy play it a little bit, but I never played it. So I turned on the character creator, made an ugly face, and then switched it off.
Well, you didn't play it at all?
No.
Why?
Wow.
Because it was about 15 minutes before the show started.
Oh, all right, okay. So I'm assuming you are going to give it a go.
I'm going to give it a go. I didn't have time, and I know I'm aware of the fact that I played 11 hours of Blueprints. But
that's fine. It's fine.
I made like the fattest face.
Listen, I don't have time to play with the phone here. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done.
I made the fattest face I could make on the character creator.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going with this guy. This is my guy. So
have y'all ever seen
Monster
Factory, the YouTube series Monster Factory?
No.
It's great. It's this guy Griffin McElroy who's part of the My Brother and Me show, and like he has this series of videos. He did one for Skyrim, he did one for Fallout 4, where like he tries to break the game. Like he just makes the character as ridiculous as possible. He'll throw every mod in. He'll hack he'll put in all the TCM God mode, whatever, and like try to break the game. And it's a lot of fun. It's very funny. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone with what I did the first time around. I was like a bit of nostalgia, so I've gone Argonian, because obviously they can breathe underwater, so that's kind of useful. And I'm doing slightly different. I went full on mage the very first time I ever played it. So I went super stupid on Magic and upgraded all my weapons and armor and like magically enhanced everything. Whereas this time I've gone for kind of mage stealth archer is what I'm going with. So I've done
Stealth Archers, man, that's Bethesda's wheelhouse.
I've done Witchfinder character trait. So that's like a
there's a bunch of them.
it's like a sort of mage archer and sneaky.
Sure. Cool.
So I've gone with that. And so far I'm having a lot of fun. I'm shooting a lot of things with arrows, trying to stay out of sight, you know what I mean? And I don't usually play games stealthily, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun. And you know what's so cool about this game as well? I've forgotten this. No cooldown. You know, you summon a skeleton, gets killed, it's just instantly summon another one.
Yeah.
So, you know, and as you get
enough magicka.
If you've got enough magicka, so that's the only difference. But then skeletons don't take a lot of magic to summon. And they're usually pretty good. I mean, they can kill another skeleton. They can usually kill goblins eventually. But then your magicka slowly replenishes anyway, so it's not like it's gone until you...
Dude, this person keeps one shot killing people. He must have it on like super easy or something.
Yeah, he must do.
That shaman, that goblin shaman.
Yeah,
is
that
not a
takes
one-hit
way
monster,
more
man.
than to get that to kill it.
Are you, Stu? Are you getting big nostalgia vibes? Are you enjoying it?
Definitely.
Yeah?
I mean, what's weird about this for me, and I've told this story before. Kay has only ever bought me 2 video games in the entire time we've been together, and one was Grim Fandango.
Yeah.
For PC, and the other one she bought me for my birthday was Oblivion. Because she asked someone at work, I think she said, "Oh, I want to buy Stuart a game for his birthday. What should I buy him?" Because obviously she had no idea. And whoever she spoke to said, "Oh yeah, get him Oblivion. It's amazing, right?" So I was like, so she got it me, and I'll be honest, the first time I played it, I was like, I don't know, I don't get this. And then I put it down, and I never really played it for another 6 months or so.
Okay.
So it's quite a long time. And Feng Chui, Sean said, "Oh yeah, no, what you need to do, if you do this, this, and this, and do this, and this will get you into it, and do this," and gave me loads and loads of tips. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll go back to it, I guess, and I'll give it another go. And I started playing it again for the second time, and then I played it for about 140 hours.
You're hooked.
And I was hooked, and I played the Shivering Isles and all of that, and I maxed out. I became the head of every guild in the game, and I think I got more or less every achievement for it. And I absolutely loved it. Closed every, Oblivion gate, finished the game, and it just... And I think from a nostalgia point of view, this was the first ever proper RPG I ever played. I didn't even play any JRPGs prior to this. I didn't play anything. This was the very first RPG I ever played.
That's a
and I
great
loved
one
it.
for that purpose. Like it took everything I always loved about Dungeons and Dragons games, and took everything I love about having freedom as a gamer. I didn't know how much freedom I wanted as a gamer when this came out, because I had never known a game this open. I didn't know GTA had done open world games before this, but this was something completely new to me at the time, and it was my obsession for months and months and months.
I mean, absolutely.
And I think that the difference for me is that, like, I don't know, I feel like there's so many other ways I can get that fixed now, and the nostalgia is nice, but again, like when I was the hero of Kvatch, when I played it back in the day, it was like, I'm the hero of Kvatch. And everywhere I went, people would be like, you're the hero of Kvatch. And now that I've done it, I'm like, oh, I'm the hero of Kvatch.
But
like, it doesn't have that same dopamine hit for me.
It doesn't. But I think what they've done to this game is nothing like short of magical. It's incredible to think this is the same game I played in 2006 or whatever it was, 2007.
2006 it came out.
Yeah, but I don't think I played it.
It looks amazing. There's no doubt about it.
2007. But it looks incredible, and this could have come out last year. You know what I mean? Or it looks amazing. I mean, you can tell systems-wise that it's an old game under everything, under all that glossy finish. But it kind of doesn't matter, because, like I say, I feel like it's long enough since I last played this to be quite happily playing it again, because I can't really remember what happened, and I think the story's pretty good. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a bad story.
Yeah. I mean, Bethesda's never been known for their stories, except for, like New Vegas had some good stories or some decent stuff.
Yeah, but that wasn't,
like the story
that wasn't Bethesda, though, was it?
No, I know. That's Oblivion. Or Obsidian.
Obsidian, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if there had been less jank on this game. Maybe it's my old system. I do have a relatively old system. I got this in January of 2019, so it's possible that I just, I need a new rig or something. But the bugged mission and the kind of janky slowdown, I was like, okay, I think I'm.
Yeah, it is frustrating. I think what I've found in general, Unreal 5 engine games are fucking hard to run.
Is Avowed not Unreal Engine 5?
It is. But
that runs fine for me.
I think just some are less well optimized than others.
Yeah, I think that is a problem with Unreal Engine 5. It's like the PC Master Race have a problem with that engine because it's a bit of a shit.
I've seen some people put like, I'm running this on a 4090 and it's slowing down and stuff. And not necessarily this game, but Unreal Engine 5 games in general. Yeah,
it's not a very liked. It's liked by developers, but it's not liked by users.
No, it's not very well optimized for lower systems.
No.
But it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. I mean, it runs fine
it's
on my laptop.
It's definitely worth the play.
So.
If you played it back in the day, you should play it to see if it, gives you that nostalgia bump. If you never played it before, you should definitely play it because it's a wonderful game.
Yeah, and I think
well
that's a great thing. I mean, Adam, Billy's boyfriend's playing this for the first time, really likes it. And I think that's
how old
the thing.
was he when it came out?
Oh, well, he's 23 now, so 22. So I don't know, young. He'll have been very young.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he'll have been 4 years old.
That means he would have been 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years old. So.
Christ.
Yeah, he wasn't.
This game is almost as old as he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's absolutely loving it, and I think this is great for this game to now come to a younger generation.
It's good for legacy, isn't it? It's good to right. There's a good version of this to play, and because because graphics hold up a lot better now than they used to in the noughties.
Right.
Like, you can play games from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, by the way, was Witcher 3, and they still hold up. So
yeah, Witcher 3 looks great.
So what I'm saying is that 20 years ago, games looked awful, and they deserve a remaster. But 10 years ago, they remastered Skyrim so many times and it never really needed it. But this is a game where, this did need it. It's been a long time.
It's long enough. I feel like games of this sort of age, they're ripe for remastering.
20 to 22 years is when everybody starts to get nostalgic about stuff I've worked out. By the way, 20 to 22 years, everybody goes, remember that thing that everybody loved? I love it now.
Yeah. Look at Resident Evil 2. I'd never played that game.
Yeah.
Never played it originally, and then obviously
the remake
came out.
Version, no, you stupid gamer.
All 3, or Resident 3, and I love both those games. You know what I mean?
I never really played 2. I watched my brother play it a lot, so it was a big nostalgia kick for Resident Evil 2. But
Silent Hill 2, never played the original of that.
Yeah.
So I do think it's kind of so cool.
I'm in the camp of if there's a remaster of something, just play that. I can't be bothered to, this is.
Yeah, don't go for the old jank version.
No, unless they completely fuck it up like GTA.
Yeah.
But it's.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, isn't it? Because you see this remaster, which looks fucking incredible, and it's not just like Duke said. I mean, most of the systems are the same, but they have tweaked stuff to make it better to play.
The combat's better. I was surprised. I was surprised at how much better the combat was. I expected it to be janky and crappy and frustrating, and it wasn't.
No,
it really
and
wasn't.
they haven't. They've tweaked all that stuff, but they've still got the feel of the original game. Whereas GTA was just some bullshit marketing. GTA remastered. It's not remastered. It fucking looks almost the same.
Well, for the record, they have fixed it all now, so it is pretty.
Yeah, they have, but it still looks the same.
No, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. But if you compare them, it's an upgrade. It doesn't look like GTA 5, but it's an upgrade. And
it's not to the level of this game, is it? Though.
No, I think what you're getting at is that it doesn't look realistic, and I don't.
There are remasters and there are remasters.
Yeah, I think it's. If you think about GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas as a cartoon shell-shady look, which is kind of what they are, that's fine. But they'll never look like GTA 4 and 5. It's just
but they could do that. They could do that though.
It takes them 12 years to make one game now.
But they could do, but they chose not.
But that's not the vibe of that game.
Well, they could have done a remake. They could have just spent a couple more years doing that, and no one would have been talking about them. They would have gone, yeah, they're fine, they're pretty good. You know what I mean? It's just because they were so bad that they got all the negative press.
It was shit.
But for the record, they're good now.
Well, I guess. But yeah, Oblivion. So thumbs up, thumbs down. What are we saying, people?
I can't. I'm gonna.
thumbs up.
I'm not gonna show my thumb because I only do.
Yeah,
the
show
counter
your
thing.
thumb next week.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Big thumbs up for me. 2 thumbs up for me. You know, 2 on my own.
Oh wow, you can
2
do
thumbs
that. I
up.
didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Double thumb.
Double thumb.
I've got 2 thumbs up. 2. See.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
He's
it.
got 2 thumbs and doubles up his.
But now my time's
my
now
game.
divided between 4 games. God damn it!
Oh man! And once you get to 70,
God.
Universe Tree Grass 73, then it'll be even more divided.
Oh no! I mean, although that being said, I feel although I haven't played any Atomfall this week, I put it on my list, but I've never really played it. I'm close. I think I'm close to finishing. that
We
game.
might be starting Claire Obscura. Shit's 33 or whatever it's called. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And then I've heard so many great things about that. I'm like, oh my god, it'll have 5 games to divide my time between.
You don't have time
Because
to have a job.
usually, right, I'm like, yeah, that was all right, but I'm not that bothered about playing it again. But with all the stuff I'm playing at the moment, I'm
Good stuff.
quite interested to play everything again,
Yeah.
which is such an unusual position to be in because I don't think this has happened for a long time. You know, where we've got 3, 4, 5 games
Yeah.
that are all equally intriguing and equally good.
Yeah.
It's not great. Not great.
Mm.
It doesn't it sound awful? It's a bad position to be in when you've got so many great games.
No,
to
it's a great thing to have. The question is like, how do we deal with an embarrassment of good games and not? I don't know. I find that I sometimes will have 5, 6 games that I want to play and try to rotate between them, and inevitably one of them just sort of falls by the wayside.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to it later and be like, okay, let me try this again. And sometimes I can do it, and sometimes I can't. That's why I never finished Borderlands 2. I got like halfway through Borderlands 2 like 6 or 7 times. Every time I was like, all right. I mean, I should just keep playing from where I am, but there's a part of me that's just like, it's hard to go back to the middle of a game.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing to do for me is when a game comes out that I want to play, like, okay, am I in the middle of anything else? If I am, I can wait and play that later. And the best thing about that is a lot of times it just gets cheaper. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, I was going to say, I think, like Mike said earlier, Game Pass is the problem because we can play all of these games, whereas back in the day, you'd have been like, well, I can't drop another 50 quid on another game this week. I'll wait till I've finished this and that one's come down in price a bit, whereas
and it makes
now,
us appreciate things. Scarcity makes us appreciate things.
Yeah, whereas now it's
there's
like,
a problem when we have too many choices.
I can play this, I can play
we
this.
don't like
and
to
I
have
can
our
play
choices
this.
restricted in a conscious way, but I think if we can recognize that it's actually healthy to have our, choices restricted at times, then we can flow with it.
Yeah.
So
there
there
you go.
That's
There
it.
you go.
There you
Loving it big time.
All right. Anything else you wanted to talk about, Stu?
I'll just quickly touch on the South of Midnight because I have played another 2 levels of that actually this week. I am liking this. I do like this game.
But
I like the setting. I like the feel of it. I like the dialogue. Just all of those nice things about it.
The way it sounds when the character farts.
I am still struggling with the combat though. I'm still struggling as much as I love it, and I do. I'm loving everything about it. I love all the interactions. I like the characters in it. I like the sassiness. I like the authenticity of it. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things to like about this game. But I'm just the combat. Oh, every time I see one of those fighting arenas, I'm just like, oh God, I've got to do it again. And it's over quite quickly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm quite well leveled up now. So, none of the fights last too long, but it's just boring and repetitive and samey. Do you know? And I don't know what I wish. Part of me wishes that either the combat was more interesting or they just didn't have it at all. Right. And I know that you hate that idea, but I'm just like, I'd rather not have it.
I mean,
I'd rather just have
if you're gonna make a game, you should make every part of your game excellent. I like Core Keeper a lot, but the combat in that game is really wonky, and it makes me not want to play it at all. And
I mean, the combat's not
again,
wonky.
that's the thing with
That's the
Avowed.
other
Like
thing.
no, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying like if you're because I've seen other reviews of South of Midnight that talk about how the combat is not terrible. It's just not anything to write home
It's just
about.
boring.
And as a result, that makes it a subpar element in an otherwise brilliant game. And I think that gameplay for me is everything in a video game. And so the fact that, you know, I want to do more of the game in Avowed and not deal with this lore, but not skip it altogether. You know, that's if you're going to put story in your game, like make it story that people want to engage with. And if you're going to put combat in a game, make it combat that people enjoy engaging in.
Yeah, I like the traversal stuff as well. I like the way she moves. I like all the, you know, jump, glide, and all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of fine with that. But I don't know what it is. It's just,
I found it to be sticky.
Gives me the ick. I've got the ick. It gives me the ick.
It doesn't have a good flow to it, does it?
No, it just gives. It's just hit, dodge, hit, dodge.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I mean, the getting the little sack boy thing. I can't remember what it's called now. But getting the little sack boy thing has helped a bit because you can like throw him on a character and it does some of the fighting for you, so you're not having to, you know, engage as much yourself. But I don't know whether that's good either. But I'm like, oh well, I can let him take.
Well, it's not necessarily less boring to just watch someone else fight. Yeah.
And then I just dodge until it recharges and throw him on someone else. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's fine, but I'm liking. Luckily, the rest of the game kind of makes up for the terrible combat.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the way I'm looking at it because I want to know what's going to happen. And some of the characters are really interesting. And, you know, they've done some really terrible things. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, some of these people aren't very nice. So, yeah, I'm liking it.
Cool.
By the way, I very rarely use the tracking thing, you know, where it shows you where to go next.
The breadcrumb stuff.
I've never needed it.
I want to play it. I think I want to play it. I want to give it a go. Give it more of a chance.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I haven't deleted it, but I also haven't touched it.
Yeah, just get past that, you know, combat loop.
I'm a one game at one time sort of guy, you know. Like Blueprints has interrupted Avowed, but I'm still chopping through it. So.
But I'm on about chapter 8 now, I think.
Yeah, it's not long, is it?
No, so I'm fair way into the game.
I saw 10 or 12 hours on how long.
Yeah.
So
I'm a fair way in. How many chapters are there?
14.
Yeah, so I'm well over halfway
and
through.
You know the last chapter's just like the boss or something.
Yeah,
so it's probably like 13.
So I'm well over halfway through. But it's cool. I love all the folklore and everything about it. But like I say, combat not so much.
It's a shame. It's a shame it's not better because it's I feel like it's an important game, but not a great game.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Still good though. Still decent.
Good. Yeah. It ain't gonna win no game of years.
No, I don't think it is. Right. Have we got any news? I don't know whether there is any news this week.
Well,
apart from Bethesda, shadow dropping. Everyone losing the shit.
That'll do.
But we have got plenty of emails this week.
Good.
Again, so let's
keep them coming.
Whoa, that ruled.
We want the emails coming in, Stu. What is the email address that they should send those to?
Well, I am glad that you asked that very question, Mr. Manchin, because it's vgpodcastuk@gmail.com.
Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It does. vgpodcastuk, all one word, @gmail.com. And
you can email us about what you think of the show, what you're playing at the moment. Do you,
what you had for dinner
what
last
you had
night?
for dinner? Do you like Oblivion?
Kind
do you
of
not
toilet
care?
paper you like to buy?
Do you hate Duke's sound effects? Do you think Chinny's funnier than everybody else?
Just tell us what you think.
Whatever you want to
think. Get one in for. I mean, if you don't want to come on the show, if you don't want to come on. If you don't want to come on the show next week, send us an email for show 800.
Saying how much you love us.
Or send me a sound effect that I can use.
Don't send any sound effects. And I know that will encourage you to sound effects.
Yeah, do not.
I will play any sound effects anybody sends me between now and next Saturday.
Oh my god.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
I'll find a way to work them in. People won't even know that they're being played.
I don't have
Duke
to
is the
forward
Joker
them, so
of this
it's fine.
podcast, isn't he? He's
I'm
like,
very, very subtle with my sound effects.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, SpaghettiOs!
Yes.
Or like Alex Green, who I am beginning to love because I really like his emails.
All right, Alex Green.
Can send
thanks,
how,
Alex.
how unhappy he is about a game. You know what I mean?
Boy.
Let's hear it.
So strap in because this is a monster.
I know. And Duke, sorry, Stu, one of you white people, whatever. Right, when you read it, right? Sometimes it's hard to know when you've stopped reading it and you add in your own
I know, I'm
comments.
interject. I do add my own bits in as I go along. I ad lib a bit. I ad lib.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
telling you not to do that. I feel like you're going
I
to
know.
carry on doing that. But
Of course, I'm going to do that. Anyway,
okay.
Mindy Hannah Jones strikes again in the agony of despair.
So this
the
is his
title.
problem with Indiana Jones, isn't it?
It
The
is.
video game.
It is. I don't have to add
tell me
anything,
more.
can I just say to this email?
Okay.
Strapping people, it gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Strapped in.
I went back to this game when in a better mood. The cutscenes are fantastic. The graphics are fantastic. The voice acting is superb. But for me, the gameplay lets it down.
Oh dear.
Stu called it. Stu called it. Look, Stu called it. Getting to Giza, way too big. Got swamped with way too many enemies. I still keep getting knocked out like a girl. And that's after I did some upgrades. I picked up a pistol off one of the enemies. And you will not believe this bullshit. Enemies do not die with one bullet to a headshot.
They built them different. They built them
They're
different.
Nazis. They don't go down, man.
It takes 2 bullets to the head to kill an unhelmeted enemy.
Like Gary Webb. Oh, that's a deep cut right there.
What the
R.I.P. Gary
fuck?
Webb. Thank you.
What the fuck is that about? And there's hardly any bullets. And because you use guns, they will take the guns off their backs and shoot you with them and
they
die
will.
even faster. So
You're lucky they're not coming back as zombies, man. Wolfenstein.
So there's no reason to use guns. No, do you know what? I don't think.
Be
I
worse.
think I only shot at people about twice,
Yeah,
and then the
so
rest
you don't even
of
bother
the
with the
time,
guns, dude.
The rest of the time, I used the guns as clubs.
Yeah,
just turned
club
it
them up.
around.
That's what you should be
Do it as a
doing.
club. Just use it as a
Club
club.
a Nazi for democracy.
Also upgrade the you read the journals, don't you? The magazines for
Yeah,
upgrades.
to
and they
upgrade, but you
help
gotta
a-
find them.
They help a lot with the combat. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. But even so, I agree completely with him. The combat in this game was terrible as well.
But we played
Terrible.
it.
But we played it because everything else is great.
You loved it, dude.
Let's have a bare knuckle fight then. I'm gonna knock you out. Anyway, did a quest with Gale and encountered a game-breaking bug that would not let me continue. There are so many Reddit posts complaining about this. I turned off my Xbox. I went to bed in a shit mood with the mindset of, I just want to say, fuck this game, I'm done.
Oh dear.
However, the very next day, update
I just
4
want to
comes
say,
along,
this game, I'm done.
and I was able to progress further, ending up on top of a snowy mountain with a Nazi boat stuck on top.
There you go.
How the fuck did that get up there? Climb the boat, maze, cutscene happens, grenade goes off, the boat starts sliding down the hill.
Spoilers.
Well, I'm only reading his email.
Yeah, but he's spoiling it.
Only we have the
Oh.
ability to read things before we read them out.
And we end up in another place, I won't say where. Okay. I'm past caring at this point. Some sort of things going on. I'm trying not to spoil it now.
Yeah.
And do not get me started on that waterboat level. Awful map design. Horrible. Yeah, no, I agree. It was awful. It was awful. Backwards and forwards. Oh, God.
Ugh.
Got to a temple, got eaten by a snake far too many times, had 2 backtrack. That horrible temple 3 times for the collectibles. More on that in a bit.
Wait, why are you going for the collectibles? Do
He's
you
a-
need
he's
the
a-
collectibles?
No, because he's an achievement whore.
He
Well,
achieved.
guess what? That's not the game's fault. You can't complain about a game if you're doing the achievement whoring.
What you've got to understand is Alex is like Chini used to be.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be that way. If you're
I
not
used
having
to
fun
be-
with the
He's
game,
not anymore.
move
Alex,
on.
I used to do what you did, and then
Yeah, you did. You did.
I woke
And then he
up.
decided, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing this for? Well, who cares?
It's still in there. The issue's still in there. It's still
I'm
there.
glad you don't scratch it.
I might scratch it.
Yeah.
sometime.
I mean, I can't talk shit about anything. I play 5,000 hours in Rocket League, but still. But I
Then-
often have fun.
Then there is a really good sequence. You do something with someone else, which is a really
We
good
appreciate your
arc.
restraint, Stu. We know it's
I
got to be
know.
hard, but
I know,
you're doing a
I'm
good
trying
job.
not-
Thank
For the
you.
audio
Oh,
listeners,
that's good.
he's foaming at the mouth.
He is editing in real time to avoid spoilers.
End up in Iraq, and then something else happens.
Yeah.
Oh, so many things happening.
I am an achievement hunter, and I care about the completion percentage on true achievements. So I ended up sticking with this game far longer than I should have done or anticipated.
Yeah, I'm glad you recognize it in yourself. Admitting that you have a problem is the first step. Now let's do something.
There are
step work.
There are 2 images attached to this email. One that says I have 44 achievements out of 45.
Yeah.
And my time played, which is 1 day, 5 hours and 59 minutes.
Ooh.
The reason... Blimey, that is way too long.
Yeah, it's too long.
The
I didn't make it.
reason that I am missing one achievement is because it's bugged.
Mm.
And that
Oh
achievement
no.
is Bookworm, which is to buy all ability upgrades from every book. I've
Okay.
collected all the books and all the items. I will list what I had to collect below. And in update 4, can you please stop that? That's very
Okay.
annoying.
Well, it's very short though, so I thought
I know, but
play
it's
that.
it's highly annoying.
I know. That's why I do it.
And the listeners will probably find it highly annoying too.
That's why I do it
And-
as well.
And in update 4, you're not even going to believe this shit. They have added 2 new books to collect, but does not show up if you've played the game before update 4
Wow,
came.
that sucks.
So, to get the achievement, I have to collect 2 more books that were added at a later date in order to earn the original achievement.
Play the whole thing again.
But they are not there to collect.
Oh, man, that's
Bethesda
bogus.
are aware of this bug. I'm hoping they will fix it soon so I can earn this last achievement. But I will be utterly pissed off if they tell me I have to start a whole new game. Fuck that.
Pissing me off.
Yes.
I had to collect all these collectibles for various achievements. 90 adventure books should now be 92. 50 ancient relics, 208 chapter notes, 115 chapter photos, 68 field notes, 119 field photos, 15 lost artifacts, 10 maps, 60 medicine bottles. That's a total of 735 items to collect.
We
in all
salute
of
your
the maps
persistence.
of convoluted mazes. I had to
Yes.
do a lot of backtracking between all the maps, including the water temple in Sukhatar. And if I travelled from Sukhatar to Vatican and came back to Sukhatar, I would still be in the temple. It takes you back to where
Yes.
you were last in the level because that's where it loads the game. So I had to
Okay.
climb through that temple to get back to the village. I had to do that 3 times because I didn't have all of the treasure maps at the time I was there. Final verdict. I hated every single second of this game.
Dude,
2
you
out
can
of
get help,
10.
man. This is not healthy.
Can't you
Like, if
fast
you had
travel,
fun
Stu?
doing all that, that's one thing.
Stu,
What was that, sorry?
why doesn't he fast travel?
I don't know.
Does he not
2
know
hours-
there's fast travel in the game?
Doesn't he need to
Maybe.
look
I
for
don't
stuff
know.
along the way? You don't
I
get
don't
the
know.
stuff you need to
Yeah,
find
maybe
along
he
the way
does.
if you
Maybe he
fast
does.
travel.
Anyway, he says 2 out of 10 stars, 1 star
Oh,
for playing as Indiana Jones, even though he gets knocked
I'll
out
tell you.
like a girl in one punch.
the more stuff I hear about this, the more I'm convinced that, like, yeah, the second I'm not into a game, I need to move the fuck on.
And the,
This is the logical conclusion of taking it the other way. Go ahead,
It
sorry.
is. And 1 star for the opening Raiders of the Lost Ark reenactment. And if I could rename the title of this game, I would go with my original email header. Mindy Hannah Jones, the big wet girl's blouse, and not so great circular map design of pure, utter fucking torture. See what I did there? I went full circle. Big thank you to Stu for reading. Appreciate it, Alex, and editing on the fly, so people kind
Yeah.
of
So
didn't get
she
spoilers.
wants more credit. So.
You
I don't
very
know.
good, Stu. We love
Yeah,
you.
I
Salute
didn't-
your.
But thank you, Alex. I
capacities.
love your emails. I
Yeah,
like
thank
how
you, Alex.
descriptive they are. I like descriptive emails.
Very
I like reading
descriptive.
stuff like that.
I,
It's more interesting
I
for
hope you enjoy your next video game more.
Yeah, I do.
If
Jesus.
we don't enjoy video
I feel
games,
like your
you should play
enjoyment of
other
that video game was
games.
hampered by your desire to achieve all the achievements.
Yeah, it
Well,
probably was.
yeah.
To an
I-
extent. John Collins, better get this right. Don't want to get told off
Yeah,
again.
you're bloody cancelled.
I know, yeah, I'm going to get cancelled. John Collins says racing games is he's obviously a newish listener, I would assume, because this should be going to Bongo because he's asking the wrong people here. But I'll
Yeah.
read it anyway. I'm going to read it anyway. I've been trying to get into racing games as I normally play first-person shooter games, but I've been getting a bit bored with them recently. I thought I'd change it up a bit.
Change it
And
up.
I've downloaded Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon 5 as they are both on Game Pass.
Yeah,
Been enjoying Motorsport more, but I feel like I'm a bit crap at it.
same.
I've turned off the braking assist and the steering assist to give me more realism,
That'll be why.
rather than let it slow me down and turn for me. But when it comes to a corner, I either don't slow down enough and hit into the barrier,
Yeah.
or I slow down too much and everyone overtakes me. I was wondering if there's any general tips and tricks you guys could give me.
It's you got to find that sweet spot, man. It's about
Yeah.
slowing down. It's about not
Balance.
going too fast in the first place. You got to learn how to go into a turn at the right speed. Because if you're going too fast as you enter the turn or as you approach the turn, then you got to slow down, and that's not the way it works. You're supposed to find that perfect speed as you're going into the turn, and then you can accelerate out of the turn.
I mean, that's kind of true, I guess. But what I would say is, you know, turn all the stuff off, but leave the racing assist line on so you can actually
Yeah.
see.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll turn
Sure.
red if you're going too fast, and you'll get that orange. You kind of know when the sweet
Right.
spot is because you're kind of on the edge of nearly spinning out or going wide on the corner, but you don't.
Yep.
You can
And you
still
learn to
hold it.
finesse it the more
Yeah.
you hit that orange, yellow, perfect spot.
I mean, we are the worst people to ask. I mean, I play these
Yeah,
games, so I
exactly.
do play them,
Right.
but not religiously. You know, when the new Forza Horizon comes, I very rarely play Motorsport. I'm
Play
more into-
rocket racing. That has nothing to do
Yeah.
with any of that. It's just boosting and flipping around upside down all over the place.
Yeah, I'm more into the arcadey like racing
Same,
games than
yeah,
the actual
me.
Yeah, we all are.
sim racing games.
Yeah.
But they both are cool. I have played a little bit of Motorsport as well, which is fucking cool. I mean, they look amazing. I mean, the carport.
Yeah, back in the
end of
day. Yeah, what was it called? The
Gran
Sony
Turismo.
one back
Gran
on the
Turismo.
Gran Turismo, thank you. That's the game that taught me how to drive on ice because it said in the instruction manual back when we used to read those, you can slow down or you can turn, but you can't do both at the same time. So now when I drive on the ice up here in Wisconsin, like I know I need to slow down before I turn, and then I can put all my tires grip into the turn rather than trying to slow down at the same time. You're more likely to skid if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always grateful to Gran Turismo for teaching me how to drive on icy conditions.
But yeah, I mean, my other recommendation is play Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah, it's a good mix of
It's so good, and it's set in Britain.
a little more realistic.
There's
but
a
it's
lot
also
of
kinda
a lot of
cartoony.
landmarks that you'd recognize, and it's just it's probably my favorite one. I mean, I don't play a load of them, you know,
It's a
but
good
my
game.
go-to is Forza Horizon 4 if I want to play a racing game. Yeah, because it's kind of cool. Yeah, I like all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So there you go. I mean, I don't think there's a lot more to say than that, really.
There's more to the email.
I know there is. Don't worry, I'm on it.
Shut the fuck up, Chinny.
Yeah, fucking.
Jesus.
Are you reading this on me?
Well,
Yeah,
I am,
really.
clearly.
So anyway,
Two.
he continues. I was wondering what camera view you use: behind the car, steering wheel, bonnet, bumper view, or others.
behind the
Does
car?
that change?
I
Yeah, mine
can't
always
do
behind the
cockpit,
car.
man.
Yeah,
Behind
I
the car,
can't.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and I don't think it matters what racing game I'm playing. I always
Got to see the
I
car.
always play.
Gotta
Yeah, I've
see
got to
it.
see the car.
Gotta see that.
I feel like that makes it
If
a
you
little
play
bit
it in bonnet view, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
I don't know what
or
you're
even
doing.
cockpit.
Yeah.
Cockpit looks cool, but it's not
Yeah.
easy
No.
to play.
I mean, if you have a wheel, maybe it makes sense to do the
Oh yeah,
cockpit.
if you're doing
Um,
simulation, then go for it. But
I'll tell you what else I would recommend. Actually, I've just thought.
Giving us
Uh,
$100.
and it'll not cost you very much. Get Burnout Paradise because that's still
That's
a
a
great
classic.
game.
it's on Game
Still
Pass.
Or
great as well.
Driver San Francisco.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Well, there's a
Just
ton
there.
of Need for Speed games on Game Pass as well. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they're all
Well,
fun.
Burnout Paradise is so fun to play.
I
Yeah,
I
it's a
played on
great
the bongos, you know, when I went over to Belfast for work. I went
Yeah.
I visited Bongo, and he's a friend of ours. He's got a simulation racing
proper
YouTube
setup.
channel, and he spent a lot of money on this. And I went on that, and I
Yeah.
was fucking awful. It was like it was grim how bad I was at it. But yeah, it's tough to play.
He says again, the view example realistic like Forza, Gran Turismo, or arcade like Horizon or Need for Speed. I think it, like we just said, always behind the car. I don't know. I don't get these people who have
Gotta
it in the
be-
cockpit
gotta be
or
behind the car.
on the bumper. It just makes no sense to me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, give Burnout Paradise a go if you've never played it because it's a good game. Still holds
Driver
up.
San Francisco.
Still holds up. And Driver San Francisco because Duke loves that game. Okay.
Okay.
Next email is off Andy Smith, and he says Rainbow Six Siege players are toxic as
Yes, they sure are. Well said.
He says, hello, I went back to Rainbow
Hello.
Six Siege after the Siege 10 announcement.
Man.
I used to play this game a lot back in the day with my mates and had loads of good fun and lots of laughs.
See, I'm sorry to jump in, but like back in the day, when I think back in the day, Rainbow Six, Vegas 2, man, that's back in the day. That
I
game
remember the
was
original
so magical.
Rainbow
And
Six on
This
the
shows
PC.
age.
Rainbow
This is
Six.
age, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
though?
right,
This is
right.
age.
Yeah, I never played the original Rainbow Sixes at all. I know they had a bunch, but Vegas 2 was my jam. I played that so much because, again, it was at a time when online gaming was relatively new and everybody was using their mics in the room you were in. So, like, you had these interesting,
And
I mean,
using
sometimes people
the
talk
webcam
shit.
to put your face on the character as well.
Yeah, I didn't care about that
I
so
did.
much.
I
But,
like
like, the gameplay was so much fun and it was so careful and you had to, peek out and this and that. And it was fair. I felt like it was fair. And it wasn't twitchy. It was, like, kind of methodical. And I think we could use a shooter that's more methodical. So, anyway. That's my classic. Anyway, Rainbow Six Siege, go on.
I found out something interesting, by the way.
Go on.
Interesting the other day. Did you know when the first podcast ever was released?
1486. It was two merchants in Genoa, Italy, and they were talking into a tin can, and then they put the cap on real quick, and they were like, "Listen to this, Francisco."
That
and then he took it off.
That isn't strictly true.
Technically a podcast, yeah.
Yeah. Any ideas?
2004.
No. Well, the term podcast was coined for the first time in 2004.
Oh, there you go.
Chinny nailed it.
But the original was 2003. Was what was considered
Pretty
a podcast.
close though, I know.
2003.
Yeah.
But
Well,
which
it
got
depends
me,
on how you define first thing.
which got me to
That mean.
thinking. We started this podcast only 5 years after the very first one. We were.
That's right. We're early
Really
adopters, bitches.
I know, it's mad. I was like, Christ,
mad.
that's kind of crazy.
And I think I was doing the Sincast or some version of it in 2005 or 2006.
Yeah, so you were even closer.
I was trying to do it early.
Yeah, you were.
Of course, I was like, I don't have anything to say, and I didn't realize that didn't matter.
No.
So it's like
It definitely doesn't matter now.
What kind of meaningful content am I going to provide on this show? Like, what a dumb question to ask.
That's funny.
Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, he continues. I was on my own as my mates didn't have the urge to play it again. Went into a match, got into a team where they were all mates and all knew each other. I think teenagers, maybe 16 or 17 years old.
Sure.
I was a little rusty going back in and accidentally killed one of my
suck. Why are you
teammates.
dragging our team down, you piece of shit?
I said
Uninstall.
sorry. I said sorry to them and I said, I haven't
Uninstall.
played. Can I just read this?
I'm providing the actual experience. You're getting mad the
Okay.
way he was getting mad. I have to put you in the moment so you can really channel
Okay.
his energy. You get it? All right, I'll stop now.
I haven't played in a while. The guy was a bit of a dick about it, calling me names and shouting down his mic. I go into the next round. I call out an enemy down in hallway behind the door. I was shooting at him, but the same teammate ran in front of me, firing, and I killed him instead.
Oh no.
You can't hear dead
See?
teammates, and they can't hear you. But I said sorry again. His friends were having a go. We lost a round, and all I hear is this: him, Andy. Come on, then. See you next Tuesday.
Yes.
What? Him. You see you next Tuesday, fucking knobhead. Team killing me again, deliberately doing it as well. Me. I called out the enemy and started shooting him, and you just ran in front of me. I said sorry to you and your mates. It wasn't deliberate, it was an accident. That's your fault. Him. You're a fucking idiot. Get off the game. If you don't know how to play it, you fucking trashing, uninstall the game. I'm going to use Sledgehammer, and I'll tell you something, ma'am. I'm going to fucking smash you. Me. Yeah, of course you are. Him. Fucking find out then. After a drone preparation phase, he comes up to me and hits me with the sledgehammer.
Yep. See, there
I
you
go
go. Now he's
down on the
griefing.
floor, and him and his mate start teabagging me and all start laughing. I
Yep.
turn off the headset, put my controller down, and watch them lose round after round and lose the whole game. Fucking
Yep.
muppet. I reported them to Ubisoft for bad behaviour. I don't know why Ubisoft got rid of Terrorist Hunt. Bring back Rainbow Six Vegas. That game was
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, baby. Amen, brother.
There was nothing better than getting your mates together in
Yes.
LVU campus doing
Yes.
PvE missions. That was an
Yes.
absolute blast. I miss those days.
Yes.
Andy.
They were so good. Play the single player again. The single player at least is, it's still fun. And I'm with you, Andy. I'm sorry. I know how that feels because that's every day in Rocket League. Like, I really knew how frustrating it is. You go in there, you make an honest mistake, you try to explain, you hope that everybody's in a mood of like, it's okay, it's not a big deal. I'd rather lose one round than lose a match. You know what I mean? That's the way we should be thinking about this shit. But everybody's so full of their own ego and their rage and their sadness that they just can't.
I think the other problem is it's every multiplayer game. It's not just this game. It's
Right.
It's all
Right.
games.
It is. Yeah, it is.
It's all multiplayer.
And
games.
although there are some games where it's not so bad, like Insurgency, Sandstorm. It's a pretty hardcore shooter, but the people on that game are generally pretty cool, and you wouldn't think so. So I don't know. I feel like there's some games that attract more toxicity. The more popular a game, the more likely it is to be toxic. I think Rocket League is free, so it's easy for people to make new accounts. So getting banned doesn't really mean anything. That's part of the problem. And the developer, look, this game that Andy just had to deal with, it's going to be hard for a developer to figure out who's in the wrong there. You know what I mean? Because Andy can report them. They can look at the game record, but unless they're using, see you next Tuesday's foul language. But if it's on voice chat, I don't know that they're listening to the voice chat just because you reported them. You know what I mean? So it's hard for them to know what to do there. But I just feel like game developers do need to do more to make these online multiplayer game spaces less toxic because they can do more.
I've heard this as well, but I googled it. The least toxic multiplayer game is Warframe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've never played that multiplayer. Is that PvP or PvE?
I think it's PvP, but
Okay.
no, it's co-op focused, so I think it's PvE.
Okay. So, you get cool. Deep Rock Galactic apparently is also a very friendly multiplayer. But if it's PvE, that's one thing. I'd like to know what is the least toxic multiplayer PvP game that's out there.
Fine. Let's add PvP to that.
Anyway,
Guild Wars 2.
moving on.
Guild Wars 2 as well.
Guild Wars 2. Okay, there you go.
Guild Wars 2. Okay, well, thank you for that, Andy. And moving on, we've got
thanks, Andy.
the next email's from David Thatcher, and he says, "Party like it's 2006 or 2009 in my case."
Okay.
Now then, back in 2009, me and my mates went into town. We ended up in game. He was looking at Lord of the Rings game. He asked me what I thought about it. I told him that normally games based on films weren't that good. But if you're after a sword and sorcery and shield game, you should try out Oblivion.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
I know it's not Oblivion, but I don't have an Oblivion sound.
I haven't played it myself, but I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
So he buys Oblivion as well as 2 other games. I didn't buy anything because I was skint. We get back to his house. We play FIFA. But I asked, can we have a go on Oblivion? Wanted to know if it was as good as people said it was. And he said, all right, I'll put it on.
All right.
So I played the opening section. I asked if he wanted to have a go. He said no, he didn't like the look of it. Then he said, why don't you take it home with you and keep it?
Wow.
If I wanted.
After having played this, how much?
Nah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, but the other dude paid how much for it?
Well, whatever a
Been
new
like
game was
40
back
quid.
then. Yeah.
Oh, damn, and he just hands it off to his mate.
Yeah.
I want a mate like that.
I asked if he was sure and if he wanted any money for it. I could pay him in a couple of weeks. He said, nah, it's fine.
Damn, that's a friend right there. You got a good friend.
And I felt a bit bad because I talked him out of the Lord of the Rings game. He told me just enjoy it. And
This
I
was
said,
his plan all along. Oh, I couldn't possibly take. No, please take it. Take it. Okay, if you insist.
And I said, well, I will. Thanks very much.
And as soon as he got out of his house, he was like, hey, man, you want to buy Oblivion? I'll give you half
So-
price, man.
I end up taking it home. I replayed the opening section again on the Xbox profile, and I loved it. In fact, I loved it so much that I got all the achievements. I know it was 2009 because, well, I looked at the achievements and found the timestamp. In 2013, I ended up replaying the game on a different Xbox account and got all the achievements again on that account too. And here we are, back at it again with the remastered version. I've already put another 20 hours in already. The best part about this is I don't remember most of it from when I played it.
Correct.
So it's almost like I'm playing it again for the first time.
Dude.
And the graphics are so beautiful. Absolutely fantastic remaster. I'm really loving it. Okay then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I like emails like
Thank you
that.
for
They're kind
that.
of interesting to read. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a story. It was like a whole story, man.
It was.
Like a whole story. So thank you
Yes.
for that, David. And
Yeah,
I'm
thanks,
with
David.
you.
I'm
with
glad
you
you're
'cause
enjoying it.
I'm in a very similar position. I love the game the first time. It's a long time since I played it, and I'm in. I'm with you. Okay, final email this evening is from Jason. And he says, God save Wolverhampton.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
He says, hey, zombies, have you seen the IGN demo for God Save Birmingham?
No.
It's an upcoming video game about the veteran gamers meetup.
This is all Jason does now is look at the upcoming games. Like he's
Nah.
only on the cusp of everything.
Doubt this is a real game.
I know. This isn't one of those, but still.
Nah, seriously, I highly encourage you to view that gameplay. It is that good. On another topic, it's kind of lame that the proper quiz I sent you a few weeks ago was disregarded. Sad, as it was brilliant. Here is a shit
Was it
quiz.
disregarded? We just hit pause.
No, it was just a weird thing that he did. I can't remember what he did now, but it wasn't even like a proper quiz. It was just Jason quiz. I don't know. Here is the shit quiz that you deserve. There is an airborne virus which originated in Wolverhampton. It will leave a lingering, most disgusting fart smell ever for 24 hours a day from now on until the end of time. You'd smell it all day and all night, eating, banging, whatever you're doing. There's always a fart smell in your nose. But you guys could be the heroes the world needs if you agree to lock yourselves all three together inside a one-bedroom apartment for 3 years. The kicker, you only get 3 video games between you to take, and you're only allowed to order Korean beans for every meal. The virus will remain contained forever, but only if you agree to the 3-year man party in Wolverhampton. The royal family will fund your bills and keep your job safe. No leaving the apartment for 3 years for anything, or everything stinks forever. If one of you gets caught trying to sneak out for anything, a year for all gets added to the time. Honest answers, what you're doing. I say Chinny has the hardest decision here, so be selfish so you don't miss the baby growing up. You're forcing a forever stench on the world. Ouch. It's The Last of Us, isn't it?
Yeah, but that just for Wolverhampton, isn't it?
I don't know.
The joke's on
Just
you because
move.
Wolverhampton already stinks.
Is there a fictional part to this question, or is this just you're describing Wolverhampton?
That's
No,
that's the way he did that.
that's the way it stinks. It just stinks constantly.
That's
What
just-
was
So what are you
so-
gonna
Back to
do?
life.
So you're gonna go stay in the apartment, 3 video games between us
Sure, why
for
not?
3 years,
We can destroy a plague by staying in one room.
So we
and
just pick
playing video
one
games.
game
Okay.
each.
1 game
Rocket
each.
League.
Well, yeah, it'd be Rocket League for Duke. You're gonna waste it on some terrible things.
The sequel to the game where the kids are bouncing up and down.
No, I feel like he's got something that's got no end though, hasn't it? So you need something like
Blueprints.
Balatro, don't you?
Blueprints.
Or
Blueprints.
Blueprints. You need something that you can play for like 3 years. That's a long time, man.
Yeah, it'd have to be like Snooker 19.
Yeah, something like that. Snooker, and we could all play that
We
with
all
you.
play that.
We could all play
I'm
that
playing no
together.
snooker.
Yes, you are.
Play that together.
After 3 years, you'll
I'm
be
playing
playing
Rocket League.
You'll be playing.
What? No, why
I'll
would
be
I not play
fucking
Rocket League?
amazing. I'll be
Any
an
moment I
amazing
could be
snooker
playing
player.
Rocket League. I
You're
should be
telling
playing
me
Rocket League.
if we was in a room for 3 years and we had
Yeah.
3 games, you wouldn't have one little go on Snooker 19?
I would have a go on it, yeah, sure, but I'm not going to be playing it every day.
You
or
can be
every week.
addicted.
No, but you're not
Probably
playing a bit.
addicted.
You'd be a snooker mad, snooker loopy.
I
Snooker League.
seriously doubt it.
What,
be
what, are you,
Snooker
what are
League.
you bringing then, Stu?
Balatro, I
Balatro.
reckon.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
I can live with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got to have something that's non-ended.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
carry on playing forever.
Forever.
He continues. Fraser was on a few weeks back. You want the tea? I gave his show a listen. I thought it was a pod about video games. Nope.
Nope.
He was raving about the app he uses to log his bowel movements.
Yeah.
Weird. You guys should compare notes.
And when Shinny was on, he was talking about B-days. And, you know, if you had poop on your arm, you wipe it with paper.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to the
Thank
Seal
him.
podcast if you like hearing about bowel
Like,
movements. and
we had
wiping
like
your
I
ass.
think we had about like a 40-minute conversation about power tools.
Yeah. Oh
on
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great podcast. Love it. Love going on. there.
Thank
show.
him for the quiz. His podcast was the motivation. I've got
Yeah.
to go save the world. Then I'll get to Birmingham, Jason. So there you go.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
I was in
Hey, Tainted
Birmingham
Brain.
today. I was in
Birmingham.
I was
We in Birmingham.
I went to
Before.
Did you go to the Las Iguanas restaurant, Stu, when we all met up in Birmingham?
Feel like it rings a bell.
Yeah, I think you did. I went there today. Like a bunch of us went there. I remember Antonio being there.
Yeah, I definitely
Bongo
went
being
there.
We all went there. It wasn't the burrito place. It was the other place that we all went. And I said to Tara, I was like, "Oh, I've been in here. This is with all the gaming lot when we had EJX here and stuff." So I was in there today, shopping round the ball ring. That's what I was doing
Oh,
today.
nice.
Right. Speaking of places in the UK, I was playing with Antonio, and we were playing these two guys, and they were actually kind of decent. It was a decent chatter in the chat box. And at one point, they go, "Where are you guys?" And I wrote Wolverhampton, and they go, "Where the fuck is that?" We were it was on a US server, so he goes, "Where the fuck is that?" And I said, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "Kansas City, Missouri." And I was like, "Seriously? Wolverhampton's like a half hour away. I'm surprised you don't know it." And he's like, "Oh, seriously?" And I was like convincing this guy that there is a town called Wolverhampton
There might be.
right near Kansas City, Missouri.
Funny.
Funny.
Really?
Oh, there is a Birmingham, Alabama.
There is a
Well, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That he could believe. He should not be believing Wolverhampton.
You never know. You never know. There
All
might be
right, is
somewhere
it
in
time for
America.
the speak pipes?
It is. You got two speak pipes counted.
Type, it's the way to leave a message for us.
Are these both now becoming like standard things? Every week we're going to get one from each of these guys? Because it feels like they've been pretty
Maybe.
consistent. Speak pipe 753 comes to us from Brian P. Bryanson.
Hello, boys. Brian P. Bryanson here. I just want to say I heard that email the other week from that guy, that what's his name, always talks about the shit and that Jason, yeah, that's it, Jason Donovan, accused me of being Pilt's fucking Reed. Now, I ain't Pilt's Reed. He's way better looking than me, but don't tell him I said that, all right? Don't tell him. Anyway, I've been playing a load of Call of Duty, and I can't fucking believe how they monetise the shit out of that thing now. I mean, like, I unlocked the fucking skin. Right, I say unlocked, had to buy the fucking battle pass. Yeah, I did. And we made my fucking grenade look like a cupcake. I mean, fucking stupid. Who's even gonna fucking see the grenade when it's exploding?
Nope.
Fucking shit. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that Oblivion remastered thing. Because we don't create anything new now, we just fucking remaster everything.
Play
I'm really
Avowed.
looking forward to paying £5 for every fucking arrow I fire from my bow. I mean, come on. Let's leave it with a fucking microtransaction shit. Okay.
There's none of that in
Other than
Oblivion
that,
Remastered.
quite calm, really. When I don't think about it, you know. Anyway, goodbye.
Okay, well, thank you very much there, Brian. We appreciate you being in touch.
I love Brian, but I'll be honest, I couldn't understand half of what he just said.
It sounded like perfect
Well-
English to me.
Sounded beautiful.
I got the gist.
melodic
I got
and
the gist of it. I
pleasant.
got the gist.
Having fun with Oblivion.
Mm.
All right.
We don't remaster
I
anything.
can't speak about Call of Duty. Yeah, I mean, you know, Call of Duty is.
You can.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous because I mean, this is the logic of capitalism. They were selling millions of games, and then they sold a fewer games, and then they're like, we need to get back on top of getting all the money. And so, how can we, oh, Battle Royale, that's big, let's do that. And so they did it, and now they're like, okay, how do we get even more money? And we'll do seasons, and
Yeah.
the only thing I've ever come close to or thought about buying, I don't think I ever will, but sometimes people have like bullets that have lava attached to them or whatever, so that when they hit you, you burst into flames or something.
Oh,
That's kind of cool. I mean,
I guess.
again, I don't think I'm ever gonna buy it, but I look at it and I'm like, and so like because I'm frustrated when I get killed, if that happens, or they have the pink bullet tracers or whatever it is, I'm always like in the chat, I'm like, how much did those cost? That's a good investment from your mom to pay $5 for pink bullets. That's cute. It looks very adorable there. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next speak pipe comes to us, number 754, live. Well, not live, but it comes to us from Saint Diesel, Bait and Switch 2. It's
Hey,
called.
Veteran Gamers, Saint Diesel back again. After looking at the state of the video game landscape, I could do a message all about the negative side. I could talk about the high prices of the new Switch 2, the games, the online costs, the accessories, the system itself, the tariffs.
Oof.
I could talk about, in general, online games which the makers want you to just play every day, and that's the only game you play.
Yep.
Nickel and diming for things like skins, DLC packs,
seasons,
various other things. The fact that consoles, the Xbox Series and the PS5, have not come down in price, and in fact have gone up in price in many cases.
Yep.
I could talk about the negative things like games which have been made for tens, hundreds of millions of dollars and suddenly get abandoned, or games that you don't really own.
Yep.
You buy a game online, digitally,
Preach.
and you don't really own it. It could be taken away from you at any time.
And you can't leave it to your kids.
I could talk about all of those negative things, but no, I thought today, let's talk about something positive, something uplifting, something to finally put a smile on your face.
All right.
And you know what I'm going to talk about. Yes, you know. That's right. I'm going to talk about the...
Oh, that must have been one of two. Did you send the other one, Stu? Is there a second one?
No, I think the
there
joke.
wasn't.
I think the
I know,
joke
that's
is
the joke, right? That's the
that there's nothing good
cut off.
happening
Yeah.
anymore. The joke is that.
Thank you, Saint Diesel.
Yeah, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
What you did there.
So do you think everything's depressing right now in the gaming industry?
No, I think everything's great.
You're getting
I've
access
got-
to a lot of great games.
Yeah, I've got more games that I can shake a stick at that I
At
want
the
to play. At the
expense
moment.
of people's jobs, but that's fine.
Yeah, but that's that, and we should be annoyed by that. We should speak out against it. If we, as consumers, said we want better conditions for the people who are making our games that we love, we could have some impact on them.
I want them to be making games in a pit.
There you go. Get to work, you bastards.
Yeah.
And they all
Sweatshop.
eat,
Sweatshop for
they all
games.
eat in the same bowl.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
And then they produce.
You know, Marge, if you put our food in one long bowl, we could all eat out. You're talking about a trough. I'm not eating out of a trough.
then they can produce Red Dead 3. I think that's how it works.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dead 2 remastered.
Yeah, I want an
Red Dead
environment
1
where it's, please, sir, can I have some more?
No.
No. With your bitch ass, get back to work.
Make 6 models of different horses, you bitch.
That's right.
Just out of interest, right? Bethesda last year, although it didn't say how many, but Microsoft laid off 1,900 employees from its gaming departments, which affected Bethesda Studios. And then it shut down several Bethesda studios, including Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, and Alpha Dog Games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not, even when they're releasing games that are being successful, they're still laying people off left, right, and center to save money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the world we live in.
Good
and
games,
that's
though,
the
aren't
best thing they could ever possibly do.
Oh, it's businessman. Businessman Bob.
Yeah, this is good news in the gaming world. What is he talking about? Oh, it's bad news. There's bad news. It's great news. Look at my stock portfolio going up, up, up.
Are you interested in these tariffs, Bob?
Oh, yeah, they're fantastic for me. You know why? Because I know the man who's putting them into place. And if you're in good with him, then you're doing just fine. And you can say, who gives a shit about this guy being taken from his wife when she's about to have birth? And who cares about people losing their jobs because the Canadian syrup's not coming in, whatever. Who gives a shit? State Department reclassifying what is and is not a human right. How about your human right to kiss my ass?
So
yeah, it's great for me.
You making any money on the Game Pass stuff there, Bob?
Oh, making all sorts of money off the Game Pass and the Sony this and the Epic and the other one, the Outlaws, the Ubisoft ones. They had some problems with that subscription service. We're trying to retool it, come up with another killer app. It'll maybe happen, maybe not. Who knows? That's why you diversify, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't feel any remorse for the people that lost their jobs?
No remorse. What the fuck? Do you understand how business works? Don't you own a business, sir? Don't you have a sense of, I gotta get my profit, and if it means this guy is sucking noodles all week, who gives a shit?
You know what, Bob? You've really changed my opinion on how I should run
You
it.
could make a lot more money than you're making if you cared a little bit less about your employees, sir. Let me say that.
I think you're right.
That's right. I'm right.
I'm going to implement it tomorrow.
This is a trouble, Bob. This is
What's
trouble,
that?
Bob.
ahead, I'm listening.
Because our current government is like saying, well, they came in and they said, "Don't you worry, we're not going to affect the working person."
Yeah, well, they gotta say that, don't they?
We're not going to raise taxes for working people. We're not going to do any of that
rhetorical
stuff.
nonsense. Yeah.
So, but what we are going to do is like increase the cost of national insurance for employers.
Of course.
But don't worry, that's not going to affect the work. Apart from the fact that the big supermarket chains are now laying people off because they don't want to pay.
Yeah, of course.
The extra.
What else do you expect them to do? Tax rich people? Hell no, they can't do that. See some of that wealth up there in Buckingham's Palace?
Yeah.
No,
And-
not gonna
and
happen.
they're now
Never.
Passing on that cost because they're going to increase food prices
Yeah,
to
of course. Why
counteract the
not?
extra costs it's costing them. But it's not going to affect the average working person.
Well, they gotta say that, or else you wouldn't vote for them. Come on, how naive
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah.
That's just the way it works when you get in front of a microphone, right? That's why you got to look at the actual business press. They tell you the truth. Here's what's happening. Here's what's going to get hurt. Nah, boo-hoo. You got to say, like, well, who cares? You just rise above it, you know.
What's the
it's like
next-
the people who did that Centra. Huh? What?
What's the next big thing you're going to make a lot of shitload of
Oh,
money
man,
on?
if I told you that, you'd start making all your money on it. I mean, let me
promise,
just put it
promise
this way,
I won't.
okay?
Come on, give us a hot tip, Bob.
We had, I mean, let me just put it like this, right? First, there was Bitcoin, then there was Ethereum, then there's Tether. You heard of Centra Tech? That's the next big thing. Centra Tech, let me tell you. Mwah, beautiful. Going to make a lot of money for, well, I mean, if you get in early, you'll make money. Everybody who gets left holding the bag sucks to be you. That's a you problem.
How many
I ain't got to worry about it.
rug pull schemes do you do a week?
Oh, God. What time is it now? 7 today? 8? I can't remember. I got them all set up, ready to go. As soon as the next hot tour shows up, it's boom, 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 boom.
What about?
You got to get a coin. You get monetized. YouTube. Keep it moving, kids. Let's go. Who's the next one?
What about pyramid schemes? Are they still a thing, Bob?
There's too much work involved in a pyramid scheme, you know. Instead, it's like, look, a pyramid scheme is you got to get 6 friends. Fuck that. Nobody had 6 friends. What you do is you have a scam, and it's like, okay, look, I'm going to sell you this piece of shit. It's not worth anything by itself, but I believe you're good at selling things. You're going to get some other idiot to buy it. So you don't have to, I don't have to convince you that it's a good product. That's what the problem with the pyramid scheme, right? If I'm going to get you to do Tupperware, then you got to believe it's good stuff so you can talk it up to your friends. That's the way Carl Pilkenfield said it one time, so I always say it like that. Anyway, you know, modern scams, you ain't got to worry about that. You just got to make sure you got some idiot that you can convince, oh, it's not you that's an idiot, it's the next guy who's an idiot. And then you just keep that going until someone, again, gets holding the bag. It's like, oh, shit. My wife's, you know, operation money. Whatever. Get the fuck out of my face with your wife's operation.
Right. Well, thanks for your time, Bob.
Yeah, thanks,
You're
Bob.
welcome. Have a good night, boys.
Thanks for dropping by.
It's always enlightening, isn't it? Always
For
enlightening.
such a busy guy, I just don't know why he comes on the show.
I don't know how he does it.
All right, guys. I just got done with this diarrhea
Yeah,
episode.
you're
I'm
back.
really
You
sorry I
missed
had to
Bob.
run away like that.
Yeah, I hope you're
Bob.
feeling a bit better.
You missed Bob.
I miss Bob.
Yeah,
Damn
Bob
it.
was here
I
again.
never get to talk to him. One of these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have a lot to say to him.
He was full of pearls of
probably
wisdom.
would.
He knew his
Well,
shit.
he's full of something.
He knows his shit.
Yeah.
Well, he's turned me around.
Okay.
I'm gonna really start whip cracking the employees.
Good.
Yeah.
There you are.
Maybe
There
he'd
you are.
sell you a whip for whip cracking.
Right, on that note, I think we need to do some shout outs and get the hell out.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Get out of here.
Shout out. So I'm just going to shout out the emailers because
Yeah.
I've enjoyed reading them. You know, Alex, I love your emails. Keep them coming. I hope you hate another game because they're kind of fun.
Yeah.
They're kind
Yeah.
of fun. John, of course, you know, I hope we gave you some advice, although you need to email Bongo. Just email Bongo.
Yeah,
he knows
Bongo.
his
Is
stuff
it
on
Bongo?
racing.
Bongo Racing. Robin.
He's the right
Tate
guy.
He's live
Contact
right now. I'm watching him live right now. He's got 26 people watching. him.
He's so bored with this show, he doesn't even watch this show.
I've
He's
got the
watching
snooker
Bongo
on. I've
racing.
got the snooker on. I've got Bongo on. Well, what are you talking about?
He's barely paying attention
Yeah,
to us.
I've
Yes,
given
he
you
is.
4% of my attention.
You're
And
lucky I've
who-
got that 4%.
Yeah,
yo.
yeah.
Who says men can't multitask? I tell you.
Exactly.
Exactly. Andy, thank you. David, thank you. And of course, Jason. Brian P. Bryanson and Saint Diesel.
Yes,
thank you all for
that's
contributing
right.
to the show. Because it makes part of the show. It's part of the show, people
It's a
contributing.
big part of the show. We are because you are. It's Ubuntu, the African philosophy, man. We appreciate y'all listening. We appreciate you being in touch. We appreciate you in advance for coming on to our show next week when we hit the 800 odometer rollover. And everybody who communicates, you're extra special.
Yeah, and don't forget if you want to join those people emailing in, you might have done it
grab
before.
the mic. And don't be scared. We're very friendly.
We are vgpodcastuk@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Get in touch and tell us you want to be on it. We're going to come beat you up.
Yeah, we are. And that's it for me.
Friendly.
That's it for me.
Yeah, I will shout out Amar as always. Dealing with some new stuff. It's always something. And then shout out to Antonio because we've been playing some Rocket League and it's fun to have someone that you can chat with, even though we've been dropping rank and I'm back to gold again. It's so frustrating. But it's just a decoration. It doesn't really matter. And the important thing is that we're having fun. So
it is. That is
and shout out to the Duchess for winning a tree, and she already planted it. But she was she came to me and she said, because we had gone to brunch, so we'd had a beverage, and she comes back and she's planted the tree. She comes downstairs. She's like, "This is why you shouldn't drink and plant." And I was like, "What?" She cracked her screen because it was in her back pocket, and she was like bending over to plant the tree and stuff. And she's got one of them pebbled screens now, like the corner is all kind of like torn up. But she's like, "It still works." I was like, it would drive me nuts. I would need a new phone. I'm fastidious about my phone. I can't have a scratch. I can't have a ding. I can't have a crack. Nothing. Oh, man. It's pristine.
Yeah. That's you.
There you go. And that's it. So,
Any shout-outs?
Mike.
Well, we had a little neighbourhood gathering yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That's posh, isn't it? That's posh.
Yeah.
And
join or die.
Join or die. And it turned out to be an orgy that we wasn't prepared for. No.
All right.
It was.
Oh my god!
I'll tell you what, right? I'm very lucky because I got lovely neighbours, right? We now know the neighbours across the road and all this sort of stuff. The problem is, right? I'm now the riffraff in the room. Do you know what I mean? Look, I'm the shit.
You own your own business. How are you the riffraff?
I'm riffraff, Duke. Look, it doesn't matter.
What do they own?
Well,
what makes you the riffraff?
One of them has several properties across England and Spain. You can he literally has built an extension on his house. The other day, he's got a pool table in his bottom in the basement.
In his bottom.
I
got this pool table in my ass.
He builds this, he builds that, he designs it in 3D. He built this.
So he's like Bongo.
And I joked at the gathering. I says, like, I saw you out in the garden this morning. I was worried when I come back I was going to see a whole fucking 3-bedroom semi-detached in the back garden. And then my other neighbours are just super clever. Like, they're really clever. Like, she teaches French literature.
Oh, zut alors, c'est très bien.
And she can speak.
I should just tell you, man.
She can speak fluent French, Spanish, and Italian, right? And she said, "Oh, I didn't tell her that I do a podcast because Jesus. What anyway, right? I'll go.
Yeah, well, I talk about video games every week for 2 hours
because like she says, oh yeah, I have to do a podcast. And I was like, all right, okay. And she says, when I turned up to it, I thought I was doing it in English, and the guy says, oh, it's a Spanish podcast. And she says, oh, I wasn't really prepared for that, but go on then. It's a bit rusty.
Let's do
but
it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Si, c'est bueno.
What the fuck, right? And the other guy's like, her husband's like an engineer, like really clever and all this sort of stuff. And then like, what am I going to do? Like, have you played the Oblivion
have you
remaster?
talked about blueprints?
Have you the Oblivion?
Blueprints, man. If
you've got to be pretty brainy to play that. Yeah, you've got to play.
Yeah, I bet you couldn't do blueprints. You think you're better than me, you little fucking punk?
I bet your video game brain doesn't work like mine.
Here you go, Chinny. You ready? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, what do I say?
Zola, Germinal, Nana, and the Rouge Macor. just talk about those books from Emile Zola, she'll be like, oh, very impressive. You know about 19th century French literature.
The problem is, like, she'll ask follow-up questions.
Yeah, he'll never know anything about it. He'll be like,
And then you just have my Wikipedia articles ready to go, and you just look down and be like, oh yeah, this was influenced by naturalism as established by Balzac.
It's like when Ricky Gervais in The Office keeps going back after he keeps like reading up trivia stuff.
Well, Jake on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, when he has read the first paragraph of an article from the New Yorker, and he's like, trying to get. Yeah. I need an extension of my credit card so I can subscribe to the New Yorker.
They're just so bloody clever. Like they're just so.
Yeah.
And I'm quickly becoming like, oh, he's the idiot. Like I'm the idiot. But luckily, Rosa distracts.
Who did you want to win Big Brother this season?
I'm like, well, what about JoJo Siwa in Big Brother, eh? Is she a lesbian or not? Who knows? No one knows.
Her and Chris, who knows?
We don't have televisions.
Yeah, but you know what? Look, it's that.
See, that's funny because Wyatt Cenac had a thing with his next door neighbor who's this hot lady, and he was like so hoping that, like, you know, one day she comes over and like her TV's broken, and he's like, oh, it's okay. Well, I mean, you know, you can watch mine and this and that, and then it's like, oh, we start talking and we spend more and more time together and we fall in love. That's what's supposed to happen, but she doesn't know that because she doesn't watch TV.
Yeah, like we was talking about films and stuff like that. The neighbour who has like about 15 properties and can do up a house, they are quite. When I say normal, they're all lovely, but like I can have a bit more of a conversation with them. But most of the conversation is, how are you so fucking cool and awesome with everything? Why can't I do anything? But like, you know, I said, oh, watching Black Mirror and all that sort of stuff, and then she was like, oh, she recommended like this French film, and I'm like, no,
sure.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Do I look like I read
Les yeux de l'oiseau?
So look,
Yeah.
I know.
By the way, have you watched
got...
Amelie? Have you ever watched Amelie?
No, of course I haven't. Because I've got
fucking
taste.
brilliant. Have you ever watched Run Lola
Egg
Run?
with a spoon.
No.
Run Lola Run.
No, La Haine is the movie. You want to watch a good French movie? Watch La Haine.
No, watch Run Lola Run.
I don't know why you.
It's a roguelike as a movie.
I don't know why you two are carrying on because I don't want to watch any French film.
Run Lola Run is like an action version of Sliding Doors. It's brilliant.
When I went to France, when I went to Paris, I didn't even want to watch the French.
I went right to the McDee's.
I just looked at the floor for the whole trip. I don't even look at them. Sorry to our French listeners, by the way. I'm only joking. But,
très désolé.
So my long shout out is shout out to my very clever and cool neighbours. But
do you know, I'd actually forgotten this was a shout out.
Anyway, let's bugger off.
This was le shout
let's
out.
bugger off, everyone. It's
the snooker's on.
Thank you for listening.
World Championships
on.
Il n'y a pas beaucoup de temps. Il faut finir maintenant. Merci beaucoup.
Au revoir.
Thank you very much, love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you just switch off the television set?
Switch it off. Go do something else instead.
In at home, watch TV. Turn it on.
Fucking Mike.
So I hope all that multitasking didn't interfere with your ability to record the show, Chinny. You said you were recording the show, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Good, because I accidentally fucked up and didn't record it on this end, so you have to once again.
God,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to use these headbuds that I had found.
Oh yeah, you had buds.
Oh, yeah.
Say something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they cucked off. They ran out of power halfway through, so they're not better than the ones I had. So yeah, I might as well throw them in the trash. So I had to switch over to the headphones again, and for some reason that turned off the recording. So
wow, it's a good job. That's
you know what? And I recorded it.
It's a good thing we're on YouTube and recording.
I recorded it right at like the last minute when you started the intro as well. Like, it was really close. Just about did it.
That is very close. How about that?
Well, au revoir, mon ami. I have to go.
Oui, merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Hope you have a good week. Bonne semaine. We'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, well, I will speak to you
The
about
big 8-0.
next week.
8-0.
Okie dokie, guys. I've got to go.
Peace out.
See you later. Bye, 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 bye.
Hasta
bye,
la
bye.
pasta.
Bye.
Recording stopped.